And we're recording. Hey, hello there. What you doing? What's going on? What's up? What's up?
Hey, my name's Ben. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
And then my name is Ben Garrett.
Oh, I must have taken some notes upside down today.
Wow. Ha, sure they're not just backwards? Like in Be Kind? Rewind?
I better have not sweeted myself.
Ha.
I do have a notes. I do have a lot of. I'm stepping it up, as they say in the streets.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? It was cool at first, Ben, but these things are killing me. I'm gonna take them out real quick because with these new headphones, I could actually have headphones inside headphones.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. You're like a robot.
It was like the first time I had it okay, but it was like shoving them in my ears, and I was like, "Oh, my ears are tiny; they hurt." Hello, everybody. How are we doing? How's it going?
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. I myself am doing quite fine. Got Tropic Thunder playing in the background. Literally just started it, so getting to see the trailers.
That's like that the beginning of that movie really sets up the bar for that whole movie. Like,
It's jarring seeing it in theaters because I remember going to see this movie in theaters like distinctly because first off that fact, second off, like the entire theater was like dying the entire time. Like everybody was laughing. They were having a good time. I went and saw it with my older brother and his wife. And dude, it was a great movie. It was a great movie experience. Like going
yeah.
to the movies and just like everybody unanimously laughing at something. It was kind of cool, you know.
No, you're right, dude. It's an equal opportunity movie for everybody who enjoys movies. So, hello everybody, welcome to Side by Side Movies podcast. Your host CJ Robles.
And I'm Ben Garrett.
I think I fixed the audio, so I should be coming in clear. Today we are talking about two movies that Ben brought up in the conversation before we started in the green room about two movies about making movies, which I didn't even think about for Tropic Thunder.
Like, you really do forget about that because they're not really making a movie, you know. And well
they are, but they're not making it in the traditional sense. Just I
love the end. Like it's like the greatest war movie ever told that wasn't true and wasn't real war movie.
That's like a category, like
yeah, man. And John Voight's just pissed. He is just sitting up there. Like, oh, damn it. It's bullshit. I think that's what he says.
Yeah, I think I have that. Here we go. Did you see that? Like,
yeah. Yes, man.
So did you see the funny thing is, it has Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
In the back, you have Sean Penn going full tar.
Yeah. Oh man. And you know, like, man, after this movie, that's when everybody started cracking down on that stuff, man. It's like,
oh man.
Oh, dude, no, yeah, it's that scene altogether is just so quotable and so memorable, dude. And like everybody was saying that for the longest time. Like before memes really took off. I mean, those were the memes.
This movie came out of nowhere too. So I guess we should let people know what we're doing. Just in case this is your first episode. If this is not your first episode, welcome back. Thank you for hanging in there with us. So this is Side by Side, where we take two movies and they have something in common, and we just talk about them for 2.5 hours. So
and the thing, sorry, go, 2.5 hours. I totally interrupted CJ there.
Go for it.
No, the two things that we actually had in common with these movies were Jack Black, which we had a quick conversation whether Tropic Thunder was a Jack Black movie. And may I point out that is right, it's right there. Yeah, it's a Jack Black movie, man. He's part of three, and that's just one less than two.
Oh, you mean
And
in Tropic Thunder?
yeah, man.
I don't know if it's necessarily because I don't think this is a Ben Stiller movie. I mean, oh, granted it is, but it's like it's he made it, but I don't think it's like a down. It's like the background there with the promo I saw. Like this is an ensemble cast. Like these three all carry each other very well. The way they just interact with each other. I was looking. I mean, I've seen this movie a million
Dude,
times.
I can like see these posters. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like sitting there as you're walking through the theater.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
that's right.
like
And
the
they had the
big
individual.
cutouts.
They had the
Yeah, man.
individual stills, so I was like, oh, I remember those cutouts. And you see the like this is a very equal movie where Be Kind Rewind is definitely a 50-50 movie with where he's a like a co-star, but he's in it a lot. But his character, I just think every character in Tropic Thunder plays a stereotype, but a very good stereotype of something that like Ben Stiller's used to. He was raised around like entertainment and comedy and whatnot in the business. So he's just taking stuff that he's seen and he just put it out there. I didn't do research on like how long it took him to write it because it's also co-written. He has what was this gentleman's name? It is co-written. Tropic Thunder is co-written with
Justin
Justin
Theroux.
Theroux. So yeah. So you know that's
And that's gonna be your disc jockey from Zoolander, like the evil disc jockey.
yeah,
That
that's true.
that's Justin Theroux.
Yeah, he's got a
Um,
few roles
yeah,
like,
dude.
like that.
And
But
yeah,
well,
just wanted to.
we're starting off with Be Kind Rewind, right? Is that the because you know what's even crazier is I own it, but
You rented it.
I rented it.
I think I did too, man. Like,
Well,
I
actually,
remember.
Actually, I didn't rent it. I bought it on because now I have it. I have a hard copy and digital because I gotta tell you, listening to a movie with the audio where it's just you kind of could cut it out. Like I understand like the movie way more. I can. It's weird. Like when I can just block out everything, I can focus. I could do other stuff and listen to the movie because I already seen this movie a lot of times.
Yeah.
But now like catching certain dialogue things that I got in Be Kind Rewind where well you know what you just finished watching Be Kind Rewind, right?
Yeah.
And I just finished watching it too. I watched what do you call it, Tropic Thunder first.
Yeah, same.
So I think you want to just go into Tropic Thunder.
Let's do
'Cause-
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Let you kind of rewind, kind of settle.
Yeah, because we
but-
have a
But I think, like I said before, movies about making movies, so we can go from there on Be Kind Rewind.
and also since I rented this on Amazon, it says it was made in 2007, so another error somewhere.
Yeah, I thought it was 2008 for some
No,
reason.
it was. No, we talked about it last time. Remember, we talked about this one was released, and Be Kind Rewind was released in February, and Tropic Thunder was released. What it says it there, I think November or December.
No, it was definitely the summer.
The summer. Didn't we figure this out last time?
No,
'Cause we
I think those are a couple other movies.
Let's see. What
Because
was?
I know Tropic Thunder was.
No, remember August 13th, 2008. Because
Yeah.
I already stumped you twice, dude. So-
that is summer, bro. August 13th.
oh, I guess
We
you're
should've-
right.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
Be
Because
Kind
I
Rewind must have been February or something.
it's February. Yeah, remember because we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
But this is going to Tropic Thunder because I did just that opening scene with all the movies, the trailers. I also laugh like because man, I have a lot of notes, but the movies that Kurt Lazarus is in, like
Dude,
all the names that he has, like there's so, like
Neil Armstrong.
he was I'm not Father O'Malley. Like we'll get to his character, but Moonshot when he played Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, Moonshot.
Moonshot, and then I have these other movies that he was in. It reminds me of I was watching Jurassic Park 2 and the blockbuster scene in there. They have Robin Williams, Tom Hanks, and Arnold Schwarzenegger playing made up movies, and the billboards, and when they wreck into the blockbuster.
Oh,
and they have.
I thought it was Total Recall.
No, it's not. They're fake movies.
Really?
So that's another thing, like where people just
Interesting.
like you have like these famous actors. Because Tropic Thunder, let's talk about this. Let's do that. Let me do. I'm just we're all over the place. We're already just to say this is our 1 year anniversary. We've already hit 1
Yeah.
year. I don't even know how to begin. How we got this far.
We started,
We started right,
and now we're here.
And I'll tell you that I enjoy that we've started the year two of whatever we're calling it. We don't even know. We're season four. I don't know, but whatever. I like these two movies. It wasn't just the fact that Jack Black is in these movies. There's a lot of depth in these movies. They're comedies. They're heart. Like even Tropic Thunder, it's a parody of an action movie, but it has a lot of heart and like there's love in it, and just like in the ways you wouldn't see it, like in the way that these people are kind of shallow, and they're kind of they're not they have no real depth to them, but their actions and their portrayal, like I mean the son, the fact that Tug Speedman is he's very like isolated, like in the sense of like he has nobody. There's a scene where they actually talks about where I go by myself, like he wants to just in the movie. Well, one thing I got was this movie is made by Ben Stiller, and they have there we go. This movie is made by Ben Stiller, and he wrote and co-wrote it and directed it. And I never thought about this until I watched it this time around. I got a lot in my head, dude. Like so the Steve Coogan character, the Steve Coogan character, who is he's a rookie director is what they call it out, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't even think about this in the movie. This is kind of meta. Like Steve Coogan's director character dies. He blows up. And it now lets the actors to direct the movie. So now that the actors are directing the movie, in the other sense, you have Ben Stiller directing a movie that he's in, playing a character in a movie, now directing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, I think as in for recording like purposes, I think that's why they kind of did that, because he wrote it like that because it just kind of seems a lot simpler, just to kind of he's already directing it and he's the actor, so just make him the director in the movie in a way, because he doesn't direct all the scenes in the movie, but in the real life he does, but in the movie that they're making. But when this character eats it, I was like, oh, who's gonna direct the movie? And then it's like, oh, the script kind of directs the movie.
That was definitely not the first thing I thought whenever that happened, because man, I don't know, because okay, so 2008, I was what, 17, right? So what
That's
was
about
it?
right.
Yeah. I went, like I said, I went and saw this movie in theaters. I'm watching this movie, and I was actually thinking whenever after we chose this, I was like, did I see the trailer for this movie? Because I remember going into this movie knowing little to nothing about it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks familiar. I would have like, yeah, this looks funny because the lines, Robert Downey Jr., all that other good stuff. But yeah, man, I was I was very taken aback when Damien died. It just like shocked me.
Well, it
It was
shocks
one of
you.
those. It did. It legitimately shocked me. I was like, and everybody was laughing. Like it was just like a
Let me retract my statement. It was this go around. The first time I saw it, I was like, "What the?" Like this movie's too
yeah.
much. I've seen this movie like 30 times, maybe more. I've seen it at least 4 times in the theater.
Okay,
Like
so this go around, that's what you're.
yeah,
Okay,
this go
cool.
around. Not the first time I
'Cause,
saw
man,
it.
the
Not
first time, it
the
just
first like
yeah,
the
it
first 4
totally
times I
gets
saw it,
you
I was
off
like,
guard.
yeah.
My bad.
No, yeah, no, I got you. We're improv right there. No, I believe his death really does, like, you're like, what? But when I watched it this time, I was like, who's gonna direct the movie? Because I did watch the movie like 4 times at the theater, and I'm on the fatties. I did watch it
Yeah.
when I watched it all the time. I was like, wow, that's so crazy. That the first time you're like, he's like, oh, he just blows up. I saw it coming, and it still was kind of like, whoa, it's crazy. Now watching it, because I also paid attention that this whole movie is Four Leaf's issue with the Nick Nolte character.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this one? No, where is it? I'm sorry. I gotta go. I was labeling up. See, I'm getting better. It's just you're two-ish.
Sergeant Four Leaf Payback.
Where's
You
he at?
know,
I got Nick Nolte. I thought I had a photo of him. Never
Nick
mind.
Nolte, man. I tell you, that dude, he played a great, just like
War veteran.
I don't know the name of it. I just know
Yes.
the sound of, dude. He plays it perfectly.
All
I mean,
those like, what do you call it? All the like metaphors. Like he's all deep and dark.
yeah,
And then he's trying to do this stuff. But like here I wrote this. Look at this. And this is another thing because, oh, man, this is super like. So this is in the script. This is a line when Four Leaf and I'm sorry, what's Steve Coogan's the director's name? right?
Damien Cockburn.
Damien. When Four Leaf and Damien are having that conversation outside of the party, and they're just talking, like, and Four Leaf says, "When the herd loses its way, the shepherd must kill the bull that leads them astray." He tells them that before they go out, and that's how he gets them in, like to tell them about the go shooting and everything. But if you take that in the script or the story form, like the director is the leader of the herd. So Steve, Damien, when he steps on the landmine and dies, he was killed. He's the bull. Do you get that? So now you have a new one to step in. It's Ben Stiller's character, Tug Speedman. So that, to me, I was like, whoa, that's pretty meta there. Like he's the reason, or foreshadowing is what I mean to say. It's
Yeah.
very foreshadowing that he said that. I mean, like I said, I never caught that. I didn't catch that this go
I didn't
around.
either, not till you mentioned it. It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
pretty
He's a
good.
it's he's a rookie director, Damien. So that's like that's just also, I could also see like Ben Stiller, when he directed his movies, because up until this point, I believe he's probably already directed like 4 movies, 5 movies.
Oh, Ben Stiller? I think
Yeah,
probably more than that.
because for sure the Zoolander, and
And
I and
Cable
then
Guy.
Cable Guy, Serendipity, I believe. Not Serendipity, was the one with him, and Reality Bites. I know he did that
You
one. Oh wait,
you you may be right.
I'm talking about till like 2008. Yeah, let's see. He
Yeah.
probably has more. So The Hustle is a short. He has The Hustler of Money, 1987. Then he did a SNL sketch in 87, 89. He did Elvis Stories, and then in 1990 he did the Ben Stiller Show. 94 he did Reality Bites. 94 he did Juliana Hatefield 3 Spin the Bottle video short. Ben Stiller's show again in 92 and 95. So he had the Cable Guy. So here's where he starts catching fire.
Okay,
The
yeah.
Cable Guy 96, Heat Vision and Jack 99, Zoolander 2001, and then an untitled Christian Taylor, which is his wife, project movie, and then he has Tropic Thunder. So he
Yeah.
had about, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, movie wise, just Zoolander and Cable Guy,
And
but
Reality Bites.
and Reality Bites. So yeah, so he had those 4 movies,
Yeah,
and
I would have
then
thought it was more. Man, my bad. I
no, I
thought
mean
he
he has.
directed Heavyweights
Wait,
as well.
yeah, I thought he. Oh, maybe he's just a. Let's see. He got 15 writing credits. Maybe he wrote it.
No.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
But no, I thought he directed Heavyweights too. Womp womp. But
okay.
like I caught that, and then let's see what else do I have here. Yeah, the whole reason that this movie even happens is because it's Forley's fault, and then you end up finding out that it's just like Forley's full of crap.
Yeah.
And like, but I mean, like but he's doing like the Hollywood thing. Like I mean, we're pretty sure this movie. A lot of people felt they got attacked when they watched this, and for damn good reasons. This is
Hmm.
like I guess how people were at a certain time, or always been Hollywood. I think that's why Hollywood's kind of changing a bit. Like, like you have like the cameras, like the production stills. Like this is basically the idea of this movie is being shot guerrilla style, because they even say it. So like you get to see like just the actors in it, but where you have like the party scenes, you have all the people like that they put that in there because you have to, but it seems like the way the guy, like when they do the movie scene in the beginning, the way Jack Black's character, Jeff Portnoy, he has the little accent that is it a Brooklyn accent, or I don't
Got
know
a
what it is.
busted cherry on a.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Man, I just got to say, too, Matthew McConaughey in this movie is
Yeah, dude.
hilarious, dude. And, I remember actually, dude, I had to have known about this movie, or at least I looked up stuff afterwards, because Owen Wilson was supposed to be in that role.
Yes. How did you
But
find that out? I found this
oh,
out
I
through
I,
here.
I knew it. I've known about it for a while because he had like something. Yeah, yeah,
Well, yeah, it's on the trivia. I didn't even really know. It says Owen Wilson was originally set to play Rick Peck. After his attempted suicide, which I didn't know about, Ben Stiller gave the role to Matthew McConaughey so that Owen could relax. But remember, like Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson go back, because in Cable Guy, Owen Wilson gets his ass kicked by Jim Carrey, which
hmm
is I think there's another movie, I believe. There's like two other like they do together. I mean, Zoolander, obviously, and
yeah. Oh
but they
wow,
have.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's right in your face. You just got to kind of. But yeah, I didn't know he would try to commit suicide. Owen Wilson.
yeah. I think he was. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that news.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear that he's still here. Because he did
Ha,
Loki.
Loki.
Loki. And
Yeah.
I wanted to meet him at the Celebrity Fan Fest, but that didn't happen. What do you call it? I thought that would have been cool meeting Owen Wilson, but now I think about it, I think Matt McConaughey really like hits the. It's like Owen Wilson's a little bit more likable, and if you had Matthew McConaughey, he can kind of play that sleazeball guy.
I
And
I wouldn't have believed his confrontation with Les Grossman. Not the way that Tom Cruise played him. Uh, at least at least when Matthew McConaughey went in there, he's like he had that presence about him, and that's I think that may would have got him in Wolf of Wall Street, man, as they just like felt it, you know.
well, the Pecker man, he's
Yeah,
here.
the
He's
Pecker
your
man.
boy.
Like, hey, Peck, what's going on here?
So
This is one of my favorite parts of the movie as well. Me and some friends used to quote this all the time as like, "Who is this? This is flaming dragon." Like that was our favorite part, and we would just constantly say that back and forth.
I watched the whole damn movie and not knowing that this was Tom Cruise till I read Rex Grossman by Tom. I waited to see who it was, and
I think
I'll
it
tell you,
caught me off guard too.
dude, I wasn't once I read Tom Cruise, his voice went to my head.
Look at those
And
hands
like,
too.
oh
Those are
man,
prosthetics, man.
yeah, that's not his real hands.
No, those are definitely prosthetics.
I think I might have got those in the banner, but I mean, this is such this is such not Tom Cruise. Like,
Yeah, dude. It's and that's what's so great about it. This is one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies.
oh,
For
dude,
this reason.
but okay, I gotta say, this is not a Tom Cruise movie though.
No, it's not, but it's one of my favorite Tom
Tom Cruise
Like,
roles.
yes, this is
Okay.
the peak of Tom Cruise, man. This is right. You know what started
Yes.
after this?
Yes.
Mission Impossible, like 4,
Yeah.
5.
But then he started doing.
They
But
were
then he.
done, and
and then he
then
also-
he did Les Grossman, and then they started making Mission Impossible.
Oh, dude, Tom Cruise's sci-fi. Let me tell you this, man. I really felt this Tom Cruise's sci-fi after these movies, after like 2008 and like 2010 and like 2012, like because he did Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is
that was a fantastic
That's
movie.
a great movie. He also did, which I think it's a great movie, but I think a lot of people don't really like it. Is it Oblivion?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that, but I was like, that's a good movie. But I mean, I like it's not deep. It's pretty. I mean, I guess.
I mean, I can give it another shot because I mean, Be Kind and Rewind. I remember for some reason not liking that movie whenever it first came out. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't get into it. And then this time around, I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah. No, yeah, dude. Oh, I love that movie from the beginning. I made sure that movie was played in Austin. We'll get to it, but when that movie was played, I was only at a selective theater, so I was like, hell yeah. But so here he goes: Tropic Thunder, 2008. Then Valkyrie, which was a pretty good movie.
I remember that. Yeah.
Night and Day with Cameron Diaz in 2008. So he had these three movies, and I remember Night and Day. Not like I got to rewatch it. I don't remember it, but I remember it wasn't bad.
I remember it, but it's not memorable.
That's what I'm saying. Like I remember it wasn't that bad, but I remember it just wasn't. Yeah. I got to rewatch that one. But so then you have Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol 2011, then Rock of Ages, which I still haven't seen, but I guilty pleasure want to see it. And then you have
it's not. It's
I've
pretty
heard,
bad, but it's not terrible. Like it's not Cats.
We just saw Cats, bro. I'm good. We saw Cats. Jack Reacher, Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow, Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, Jack Reacher Jack Reacher. I did not. But then look, and then he loses fire with The Mummy. But then it's American Made, which
that was a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't.
That
seen
was
it,
like low but updated.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard good reviews. And then Mission Impossible Fallout, which I'm a Mission Impossible guy. And then look at this, he has Mission Impossible 7 and 8. I don't see. I guess in the sense of like when I've been asking, how come we have 9 Fast and Furious? We're about to hit 9 Mission Impossible, and I totally know exactly whose fault that is. It'll be mine, but still, like I've prided myself or proud of myself that I've watched every Mission Impossible movie at the theater. So I'm always
that's impressive. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep that going.
I don't think I've seen the last 2 or 3.
Well, put it this way, and in that sense, I have seen I mean, I'm gonna take MCU out the question because I've always watched Marvel movies or just comic book movies. But I have seen all the Jurassic Parks still going at theater. That's another one. And what's another? There's quite a few of that of the trilogy or quadrilogies that I've seen at theaters. But off the top of my head, I know I've seen every Mission Impossible. I
You
like those.
know,
I think they're entertaining.
now that we're talking about trilogies and all that stuff, I did have a thought this week, and I wanted to bring it up with you here.
Hey, just to let you
Um,
know, Lord of the Rings isn't a comedy. Nothing.
yeah, oh, that's great, man. No, okay, so that's actually what I was going to get at. So trilogies, man, very rarely are there like solid trilogies. You know, few that come to mind: Star Wars. All right, you got Back to the Future. All right, you got Lord of the Rings. These are
Are you just talking the just trilogies, or they're just good trilogies?
well, just like good trilogies, like through and through. All three movies are solid. You know, good movies.
Yeah.
Everybody, for the most part, agrees that all three movies are good. Those are some franchises. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can fairly certain, but you know, the Jurassic Park, prime example. Jurassic Park, great. Jurassic Park Lost World, not that bad. Jurassic Park 3, man alive, it was okay. It wasn't, I don't know, man. Like I remember back in the day I loved it, but just rewatching it lately it's just like, man, this is just, I don't know.
It's not because okay, so Jurassic Park 3, I like it, but not. I can't give it a good review. I can't give it a good
It's
like praise. I like it,
yeah,
but it's because it you don't get the one. You don't have the Spielberg effect, which makes a huge difference because
yeah.
you're not getting that combination of CGI plus animatronic. You're actually getting one or the other in this movie. But I gotta say, and I just purchased him last week, Spinosaurus. I was gonna say, like I said last time, I thought was probably the toughest one, but Indominus Rex was probably the toughest one. But Indominus Rex is made up in the lab and all this stuff. Spinosaurus
Yeah.
is, I mean, these are I don't even know if these are real or not, but what I'm saying is the third one with the third one with Jurassic Park. It because even the Spinosaurus when it doesn't kill, some of them look a little like the first. There's not that many kills. There's only the three guys, the three bad guys really, or not even bad guys, the three poachers or whatever they are.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this much,
Mercenaries.
mercenaries. I'll tell you this much, Jurassic World, a good movie. It had the
Yeah.
plot. The plot is horrible, or just the ideas, but you get lost in that. Fallen Kingdom, man, I do not like Fallen Kingdom. I got to rewatch that movie, but it pissed me off. Like I was like, this is what I'm paying for.
I I didn't remember it as much as I did Jurassic World. Um and excuse me.
Salud. Salud. I'll say, go for it.
Oh man. Yes. So Jurassic World, loved it, man. But the whole part where I mean, even the first time I watched it, man, I was like in it.
Yeah.
You got me hooked, everything like that. But whenever she goes and she like gets the T Rex and is like, "All right, this is our savior," and just like throws it down, just keeps the flare. It just like it was good. It was nice nostalgia. But man, I was laughing a little bit. I thought it was a little goofy. Um,
I was all in
but
on that. I was all in on that. But like you said, if you're there, in the movie theater watching it for the first time, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, okay, it's a little corny. Like T
yeah,
Rex just ate her. Like,
exactly. Well, in theory, yes,
yeah.
but and supposedly like this was the original T Rex that saved everybody in the first one, saved in quotation marks, because dinosaurs don't literally save you. It's just a circumstance in the first movie. And this one was just like, all right, I'm gonna go unleash this dinosaur to get this dinosaur. Like, I mean, yeah, in theory that checks out, but I don't think in practice it would be that simple.
I mean, I just also the things people have broken down. She's running in heels.
Yeah,
The all of a sudden,
like I said,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
stuff like that. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I looked past all that. That didn't. It's a
I
good movie. It's entertaining. The
agreed.
the thing about the first one, I think the opening scene is probably the best part of that movie. I do like seeing the T Rex. I could kind of use that T Rex and then the Mosasaurus. But as in like you're right for trilogies, man. Because even Aliens and Alien 3, I like Alien 3 a lot. and a lot of people hate that movie. And then to put more salt on the wound for those people that hate Alien 3, Alien Resurrection was part 4 basically, and I like that movie a lot too.
I
But
I did too. Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was a great movie. But I think like even like when now what you said with Back to the Future, a lot of people like despise the third one. I like it.
Oh,
But
really? I didn't.
yeah, yeah,
um,
and it's funny because when my brother was 13, we did a Back to the Future marathon. So it was a couple years ago, and like 5 years ago, and we literally saw 1, 2, and 3. And I asked him right after, which was your favorite one? He said 3. I go, yeah, mine's 2. But if we were to ask people when the movie came out the theater, they'd say 1. So it's just always like a generational, like depending which one because even Nightmare on Elm Street, like I love 4, but they always, but then the argument is, oh well, that was the first one you saw, that's why you love that one the most, but it's not the best
yeah.
one. I'm like, well, I guess.
See, and that may be why I like Back to the Future Part Two more than I like Back to the Future, is because that was the first one I saw. You know,
And it's
and
also confusing because it feels like it's the same movie. It feels like you're watching the same. It's like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 is
yeah.
basically Evil Dead 1 with a budget. But
So
it's they're
that
both
would make
great.
sense. That would make sense why I enjoyed the second one. Yeah, if I had seen the first one, then I might not have enjoyed. I don't know. I like the go into the future part. I think that's what really intrigued me from Back to the Future Part Two, and why I really kind of stuck with that movie. Um, but man, I can't remember why I brought up trilogies, but eventually we'll get there. I think we should just go back to talking about Tropic Thunder and Be Kind Rewind.
Nah, well,
Sometimes, like I said, I got us on a little track there, but man, I really want to talk about these movies too because Tropic Thunder, like I said, was one movie that I saw in theaters. Was very like that's the first movie like I remember seeing in theaters like as an adult. You know, like
okay, okay.
there was a rated R movie. I know my brother. Let's see, I was 17 at the time, so I couldn't go by myself. So I was with my brother. But you know, it was that was like a rated R movie. Besides like Matrix, I mean, I went and saw the Matrix Reloaded like 10 times whenever I was 13. Um,
That is my
but
favorite Matrix too. I watched that one a lot at the theaters.
yeah, see, like I said, and they're gonna have Matrix Resurrection
Apparently, they're having
coming
it
up.
already in December. I saw some kind of.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, wow.
I know. Talk
Uh,
about not releasing the trailer in time,
oh,
like they did with
did,
Spider-Man No Way Home.
hey, did they? Is the Wachowski sisters? Are they doing the new
It's
Matrix?
it's just one of them. I think it's Lana Wachowski. I
Okay,
think. You know what? I still can't get that last name. Wachowski.
Wachowski.
Wachowski, I think is what it is, man. Speed Racer is probably one of my favorite films of theirs. I think they.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
It was a fun long ass movie. Like it
I
was
got.
long.
I don't think I got the idea of it, and now I get the idea because it's supposed to be like the cartoon show shot in real life.
Yeah,
And you can say that, but it's you have to understand that like it's a cartoon being shot in real life. It's pretty hard. I mean, Be Kind Rewind. They find a way around that. That's just pretty cool.
yeah.
But
Which yeah, man, and that's what's so cool about that movie is just they just they improvise and they make the best of it, and that's the best that they can do.
I mean, that's how you
And
kind of make an animated movie in real life.
yeah, yeah, right. And I mean, the best that they can do is just making everybody happy, and it's so cool.
That's a
I,
good point. Do you just want to talk about both movies like simultaneously, or do you just want
yeah,
to
yeah,
focus on
for
one?
sure.
All
I
right, so
mean, I
let's
feel like we'll end up kind of like getting into one.
well then
Uh,
let's introduce the second one we're talking about. Man, this episode we're learning just talk. Be Kind Rewind 2008 PG-13. Oh, you know what? See, I keep doing this. 2008 PG-13, 1 hour 42 minutes. Two bumbling store clerks inadvertently erased the footage from all of the tapes in their video rental store. In order to keep the business running, they reshoot every film in the store with their own camera with budget of $0. Director is Michel Gondry, and writer is the Michel Gondry. Stars Jack Black, Usain Bey, and Danny Glover. I forgot I put the intro to let people know which we're watching, so I don't really have to talk about them, but I still like doing that, you know. That's why I have the intro, so you know what we're talking about. But I still like saying it because this is just comedy. This is a heartwarm filming. This is a heart movie. Like I love it. But what was I gonna say? You know we could talk about both, but I'm sorry. It's because I have Tropic Thunder playing in the background, and I want to.
yeah,
I'm on some scenes where I just kind of want to talk about those scenes. But we are
Yeah.
doing we're doing it both. We're going back and forth. We'll see when we get there because I do have here, you know, you have the main. You have Brandon T. Jackson plays Al Pacino. You have Jack Black who plays Jeff Portnoy. And we have Ben Stiller who plays Tug Speedman. And then we have Robert Downey Jr. who plays two characters. Kurt Lazarus, which is just like over the edge, over the top, like character. And then he also plays. Oh wait, we also have Bruchel, and I forgot his. I actually forget his character's name in this movie. What's his character's name? And
Kevin Sandusky.
it's Kevin. Yeah, Sandusky. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin, and he's a repeat offender. Um,
Was
remember?
he?
Yeah, remember I kept messing up his. Or did I just mess up his name on the? Didn't we? I gotta have the list in front of me. I thought he's a repeat offender.
You know, and we were wondering if Kyle Gass last week was a repeat offender, and he totally was. He was the eunuch in year one. He just held his ball with
Yes.
him. That was
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
That was
Okay.
glorious, or whatever the hell he said.
Yes. So he was. I was like, I remember somewhere but I was like, because it's in my head, it just doesn't pop up like the way I think it would. Maybe I thought maybe because I remember we were messing up his name. Well, I was definitely Rochelle, and then because it went like two,
Rochelle.
it went
See
two
here.
episodes. But never mind. I'm looking at his IMDb, and I have not come up across anything that we've
No?
done. Nah, but he's gonna be a repeat offender because he seems to be like one of those actors in the movies that we like. So yeah, nah, he's not.
We haven't watched Million Dollar Baby.
Not yet. We'll get there. Nah,
Okay.
I thought, but he's in this. He's in this movie. So, but also we have Cyrus. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out the way.
Lincoln Osiris, right? Is
so,
that
yeah,
what it is?
I figured out. So I was trying to figure out how did he get away with doing this? Not Robert Downey Jr. He's an actor. How did Ben Stiller get away with doing this? It's because Robert Downey Jr. is an actor. He's portraying a character named Kurt Lazarus. Kurt Lazarus in the movie decides to turn himself into Lincoln O'Harris, and that's the way he got. That's the way he got around it, and it got me thinking. Blackface, because not only in the beginning credits of this movie, it says one of the things on Prime says blackface, like it's a like what you're gonna get into. It's the first thing to say, and then another thing on the freaking Be Kind Rewind, it says
Yeah.
blackface.
You noticed that too? I was about to bring that up.
But then I
No,
totally
dude,
forgot. I forgot that Jack Black actually does a blackface in it.
Well, and like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I thought it was just like whenever he was painted as the fence, like whenever, like at the beginning of the movie, whenever he gets their disguise ready.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I thought that's what it was, and then I got to the end of the movie, I was like, okay, this is what they're talking about. Like it's outright and blatant, and I was like, okay, interesting. But yeah, man,
Is it this
it
one?
was it's crazy. No,
Sorry.
it's I don't know. For me, this movie Tropic Thunder is just hilarious.
Well, I was just saying. I was going to talk about the blackface real quick because I think
Yeah.
I kind of think that I understand why it's because it even goes back to the crows and Dumbo. Like going
Mhm.
back and erasing something that was already made. Like how are you gonna learn? Which I don't even know if it was offensive really. Like I think the thing about why you can't do blackface, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know because I remember him with the third color in this. I'll say you can't do blackface because white people will do blackface in public, and they will probably get shot. So that's why it's a big thing for white kids not to do blackface because they will do it. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming that there was a time there before it was really offensive that there were probably in the 50s or in the 40s where there were families in the suburb that'd be like, "Oh, look, I'm dressed like a Negro," like being without. I mean, it was offensive, but it's like that's the times until you could really put it in the people's face and be like, "Look, this is what you're doing." But I think that's what probably led to people being scared of white kids doing blackface because I was never taught about this as a kid because I already come with
Yeah.
a color. I already come with a color. So, but I because it also gets me thinking when I worked downtown in the east side at the restaurant and there was a waitress there and her boyfriend. I guess he was a digital artist or a laptop DJ, whatever you want to call him. But he was really trying to. I mean, a suburb kid at that, white kid, and she's not. She wasn't white. She was a person of color. But the thing was that he would go in there and he would wear like African American, like from Africa attire, and I was like, oh, I see what's going on. He himself appreciates it, the culture, so he's putting it on. But in my head, I'm like, but you didn't really earn that those stripes and that, so that's why it'd be offensive, and you probably get your ass kicked for wearing that. And other than Austin, or maybe where there's maybe go do it in, I don't know, somewhere else, but I kind of got that. I was looking at him, I was like, oh, that's why, because he could just go and buy the outfit, where some people actually have to earn your stripes and whatnot. So it's also when it gets me thinking about Be Kind Rewind with like those like the aunts, the nephew, and
Yeah.
all those guys. Like just think about like when Jack Black, when Jack Black does it, um, it gets kind of rowdy, and he's doing it in an innocent way too. He's just like, I'm fat, I should be fat, I'm fat. Like he doesn't even care about color because he already played the Menace to Society or the Boys in the
Yeah,
Hood.
that's why. That's why.
They're killing our hood.
That's why. Yeah, they're destroying our hood. Like I thought that earlier too. I was like, it has like whenever they had that scene, I was like, it had to have been that scene where he just had he was painted as the fence, as a background at the beginning of the movie. But like I said, man, it just like kind of took me off guard at the end. I was like, oh, okay, there goes. Oh, no, it was yeah, it's crazy too that we have blackface in both these movies. And
Yeah,
and
there's two
I
other.
think I think with Tropic Thunder too, like it does it does well to make mention of it. It doesn't just let it go on. It calls it out too whenever Brandon T. Jackson talks about it.
Yeah,
And they do bring it up. And that's the crazy thing about this movie too is Kirk Lazarus has just been he does research and he thinks he's so deep and so
yeah.
all this great stuff, and then he's just acting like that, and it's just like, come on, man. Like he's getting the surface level of that
Well,
character.
one thing that I didn't pick up to this go around too is that he is aware of the situations when they're shooting. When they first shoot the flaming dragon, he's the only one standing, and they're all shooting. He's highly aware. And then when they keep saying, "Like I didn't," why are you still in character? Like and then that's why that line is so funny. I don't break DVD. I don't break character to DVD commentary.
Was
That's like
like the first time they asked him was like, I know, but I don't have to tell you,
that's
you
right.
know. And then, well, yeah, it might have been, but yeah, dude, like he
Like
the
his
way yeah. Sorry, what?
like his
Nothing.
character, Kurt Lazarus, Robert Downey Jr. is a method actor and stated character as Sergeant O. Iris Lazarus when even while cameras were not rolling. So he stated the character. Like, have you seen that the behind the and the DVD, behind the scenes they have he plays like a scene with him and his wife and his kids. Like it's Robert Downey
Oh,
Jr. playing Lincoln or Osiris, and
Osiris, yeah,
yeah, Osiris, and he's playing him, and he has his family, and it's like a black family, so it's really funny. It's in the DVDs, but it's also on YouTube. Like he's not. I mean, he's not. The thing about it, like, I get the whole thing, but I understand about like I said, like why that's my theory. I think you can have it because even when Jamie Foxx was talking about All Star Weekend, that movie he was writing
hmm
about where he had Jamie Foxx play a Mexican. I was like, oh damn, I want to watch that. Like, I want to see his take on a Mexican. Like, I mean, so funny because some of us think he is Mexican because we want to believe that he is, but he's not. But like I'd be like, dude, that'd be so funny. Like, I wonder which Mexican he would be. Would he be like the Cholo? Would he be like the Tejano? Would he be the Orale? Which one would he pick? Would he be a trabajador? Would he be the I'm a worker? Like, or just put it this way: is he gonna be Speedy Gonzalez or Slowpoke Rodriguez? Hola,
Ooh,
senor. That's the two type of
maybe a
stereotypes we.
maybe a mix between the two. I think that'd
And
be
that's
a
and that's why I'm like, this is a topic to talk about. This is
yeah,
obviously in the movie. I don't want to avoid it, but like him playing like another race. I can see how someone just watching this movie on the outside without even knowing movies, without even getting, they just get offended right away or getting upset
yeah,
without even like. I mean, this is. I mean, look at his makeup. It's kind of good, kind of bad. Like
yeah. Like I mean, there's still memes out there. they've recently had about Loki, and it's Iron Man, and then War Machine, but instead of Don Cheadle, it has Robert Downey Jr. from uh,
or,
Tropic Thunder. But yeah,
uh,
man, no, it's yeah, and even in Be Kind Rewind, they address it. Danny Glover takes him out and says,
oh
Let's have a
yeah.
conversation of why this isn't a good thing."
Do you see the way
You know?
Jerry's standing? He doesn't get it. Like he doesn't like he's standing like I don't
Yeah,
okay.
no,
Like I don't
he
get
and
I don't
that's
get he doesn't get it.
and honestly, the way Jack Black portrays himself throughout the entire movie, that is believable that he is not even that aware
Yeah,
of what he's
and
doing.
and I'll tell you this though, with that kid that I would call him a kid, he was probably like 26 and 27, but at the time, so he's probably like 35 now. The thing is, he had an innocence that he wasn't trying to be offensive or anything. It was just kind of like I understand the culture, I get it, and he was really trying to be supportive. But I'm like, it just comes off wrong. Like it just
Yeah.
that the eyesight, the hindsight test doesn't really pass, because no one else is really going all out like that. You know,
Yeah.
even like what character from see I'm getting my shows confused now. That's the other show, I can't bring that up, but yeah, so it was a conversation then. I'm like, okay, but even like this, Ben Stiller, they have a whole like him and Robert Downey Jr. have a whole like the retarded conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you even have the not just the my favorite thing about the Simple Jack is like the third world country only has this movie, so he's their god,
Yeah.
and that's like the only thing that saved them really. That
The god that they can punish.
oh, that's true. That was hit him, but every
Yeah.
scene he gets hit, he's like, Damien, cut,
And
Damien, cut.
yeah, exactly. It literally took him what, 2 days to get brainwashed. Like that's the mental capacity that he has already, and he thinks he's running at full capacity. Like he's like one of my favorite lines out of that conversation was like, "You farting in bathtubs and laughing your ass off." Like that line stuck with me.
You know why
Uh,
that's so funny for me? Because that means that um, Kurt Lazarus seen the movie and that he saw Simple Jack, and he's just repeating what Ben Stiller was doing, or what Tug Speedman was doing in Simple Jack. So he said, farted bubbly. So he was doing that in that movie because we don't see Simple Jack. We only see a few clips of it, and which is
yeah,
with his wife Christina Taylor is in it. And but it cracks me up that the fact that he does it. He like we don't see that, but he's like, yeah. So that's the kind of acting he did. He basically the Simple Jack character we see is the simple character he was, but he gets better apparently because Kurt Lazarus
yeah,
picks up on it.
yeah, man. And that line that he says, you never go full retard. Like it's like look at Sean Penn. Like that whole conversation is just so funny, especially knowing movies and everything like that too.
Yeah,
Like this is a movie. Like this is a movie about movies, and it references movies. They talk about PlayStation and Blu-rays and the transition from there with the porn industry. I love that too. I'm actually
that's
on that
true.
scene right now. And he's like, "You talking to me this whole time?" He's like, "I'm talking to anybody that'll listen." And I just found that so interesting, that conversation, and I just thought it was so damn funny.
No, that's
And
one of my
he's
notes. That's one of my notes there.
yeah,
That when he's talking, because he is actually, and it's weird because in the movie he's the rookie of the actors, so they give him the least respect, but he's actually the one that knows most knowledgeable about everything.
yeah. Well, and here's my question too: with Tug going the wrong way, so wouldn't you think that Damien would do the map or have the map set to where they need to go? And if you're going the wrong way, then there's probably not cameras out there.
Yeah,
Like that would be a common sense. But I think honestly, man, like he's throughout this time, he's coming to grips with Damien actually is probably dead. I think he probably. Do you think he ever realizes that?
no, I don't think so. He still picks up the head and licks it and all that.
No, but
Uh,
I mean, like after the fact that it happens.
I don't know. Probably he's probably like, yeah, he had to be like kind of spoon fed. That Damon's dead.
Yeah,
I do like this image that I found, and it speaks to the movie to me that it's a production steal, and you have the Kurt Lazarus and the Tug Speedman having that conversation where Kurt or Lincoln or Cyrus wants the map. So as he's talking to him, we have a camera angle, a picture here of the crew recording them talk, and I like seeing that cameraman. It's just one guy on a with the camera mounted on him. So and also you have the other camera on the actual jib on the crane, and I like seeing this because this is what this movie means to me. It's a movie within a movie,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and they take over. I mean, it's well written. I got to give it to Ben Stiller on this movie.
Hmm.
Um, I mean the amount of like talent he got into the movie. I mean, even what you were just saying right now, like we're talking about everything, like that's funny. Chitlin
Chitlin and the
and the
dude.
dude, which is
You got
Martin
Martin
Lawrence.
Lawrence. You have these people that like at the end you have John Voight, and you just like have all these cameos. Who
But
else?
even
Tom Hanks. Like,
with Chitlin and the dude, that's actually like a play on words on Martin Lawrence's Big Mama House,
yeah.
which Brandon
Yep.
T. Jackson is in the third one.
That's crazy. Yep. I'll be damned, dude. That's hilarious.
And then that's what's her name, Milano or whatever
Yeah.
for
On Access Hollywood or whatever it is.
yeah. So we do have like I mean I like the flaming dragon, the little boy. I mean
Yeah.
it is true because he's actually probably the smartest one. He probably knows English a lot better than they do. So it would be better for him to like have like the control. But I think it's just funny how Jeff Portnoy just like beats him up by just smashing him. Like he literally, I cracked up so bad. I forgot that scene. Like the way it builds up to it, and then he just the only way he could win that fight is because he's just bigger than him. Like he just sits on him. Like he just smushes
Yeah.
him.
Smushes him.
That
Jumps
movie,
off the balcony. And
I started losing it. So this is,
so,
I mean,
I love it when they're escaping and he hits him with the heroin and they like knock out. He's like, come on, we have to hurry. We only have 16 hours until they wake up. Like that line got me.
yeah,
I'm right at the part where he
you only
killed
have
the
16
yeah, we only
hours.
have 16 hours. I'm at the panda part right now. Whenever he kills
So I watched that part twice because I cracked me up where he kind of loses it. Where you don't see that's the thing. That's where I think that's where you lose Tug Speedman.
yeah.
He kills a panda. That's the one thing he left. Hookers. Like, this is what you're gonna do. Like he already been there. Like the pecker.
Amanda, Amanda's probably not even a real name. You know, I
That's
love it, dude.
dude. He's like other than he is see he's taking care of Tug, and technically you think he's like his friend, but he's just his like business like.
No, he is his friend. You know, it's his business because look
Well,
at he has Simple Jack on the back, and that was a flop, but he's still praising it. He's like, that was great. You know?
what does he have on the left side of him? Is that Iron Man's? Nah. Um, oh, at least you can pick your kid. I'm
Yeah,
stuck with
right.
mine.
I'm
Like
stuck with
even that,
mine.
he hits that
Like,
like. There's a lot of people like I laughed at that scene so hard, but I'm pretty sure somebody got offended with that.
dude,
Like,
yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like going and seeing this in the theater, like maybe it's just me having nostalgia, but I feel like everybody was laughing at this entire movie.
I think so
Fatty,
too.
and so this is another thing, man. Uh, parodying. I think I'm saying that right. Um, Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. You got the classic action star, you
Yeah.
know, and then Al Pacino with with going back to the trailers, at the beginning, man.
Was it got the booty
He
sweat?
has booty sweat and busting a nut.
Must have been
Hey,
that.
I love that pussy. I love it. It's so catchy. You go out of the movie singing it. I love it too. Whenever he brings it, I was like, I love some of this booty sweat. Cracks it open. And they show it throughout the entire movie. Like if booty sweat was an actual product, that would have been great product placement.
Yeah.
Because literally, they remember whenever they do the scene where they're pretending to piss next to Kevin, and he takes the booty sweat and busts.
Which I actually
Like,
found what I actually realized is that actually leads the flaming dragon to them
yeah,
because they find that I totally forgot, and it's even like they made fun of a lot of movies like Platoon. There's this scene right here with, I think Will Dafoe's the guy who gets shot. I mean, they do like Platoon. There's Apocalypse Now. There's man, I had all the movies in my head, and I was like, I don't need to write them down. I was just popping them off. Now I can't think. But they also do what is it? I mean, like Dead Presidents is a good movie, and that was a war movie. There's a lot of movies that they're picking off. I think what's his name? Oh, I don't want to sound too amateurish, but Dre Brockheimer movies, I believe, or was it? I mean, even like the movies all the action movies, he even does like Michael Bay with The Rock. There's that sense of action in it. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Bay before 2000s was amazing, but he kind of we'll see. But no, I mean even like the way like it has that feel like look, it's like something's gotten to me.
Yeah.
People
But
come. You
and that's that because I rewatched the trailer. Like I said earlier, I was curious whether I'd seen it or not. But I was like, this movie looks good. Like it looks like a war movie. Like you really don't know what you're getting yourself into. It was a really good trailer. That's because it's a movie within a movie. Like you can give a little bit, but you can give them 2 minutes and they won't know what the hell's going on. You know.
Yeah.
Um, that's what's great about this movie. But no, there's a lot of things great about this movie. This is a great movie.
I mean
I
just
I gotta say, like this is one of my favorite movies. I remember whenever Blu-rays first started coming out, and they were $30 a pop, and I got Tomb or the Mummy, Tomb of the Emperor or the Emperor Dragon or whatever the hell it was. Can't even
Mummy
remember
3.
now. The Mummy 3 with Brendan Fraser, your favorite,
Yes, thank you.
and I got that on Blu-ray because I was like, you know what? I love the Mummy. I love the Mummy Returns. This has to be a winner. You know, it has to be. And I bet on this over Tropic Thunder. I could have had Tropic Thunder on Blu-ray. And I could have watched it like 100 more times. Sorry, sorry, I'm going on this rant. It just like it irritates me to this day because, like I said, I spent a lot of money back then, whenever it was brand new, and I was just ah, I was
Well,
so angry.
my friend, you live and you learn, and it's okay that you pick a movie that you didn't like, but like it happens. I mean, I literally own. I don't even care that I own it, but I own this movie Cats. I'm holding in my hand right here. Like and we talked about this the other day.
Yeah,
If I'm talking about the movie, I'm gonna put it on here. But yeah, right here, Cats.
look at that.
But
Jellicle
but
cats is a jellicle cats is a jellicle cats.
I didn't pay $30, so you're right. I would be upset if I bought for $30 for
Well,
Cats.
yeah, man. Like I said, I'm at that point. I had already seen Tropic Thunder. Like I knew the movie, and I was like, yeah, it's a great movie, but I haven't seen this, and I really think this is going to be good. Like that's where I
I
was, man. Like I said, I'm still bitter about it.
I
Uh,
recently bought Tropic Thunder like 2 months ago because it was just at I don't know if it was at the half price books or at the Goodwill, but I remember just being like, oh, there it is. I just grabbed it. I was like, I need to own it. It is.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
habit.
No, I own it as well. I watched it on Amazon Prime, but because it was included with Prime, so I was like, oh, click it. But yeah, no, I definitely own it now.
Oh, there's also I caught there's a part here. Oh, sorry, I'm just going through my notes. What do you call it with the movie? Kurt Lazarus breaks character
When?
when he's doing the whole stupid when he's going through all his metamorphosis. Like he finally because he can't break character, so he
Oh
finally.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't even think about that as until I watched. I was like, he breaks character because I'm more aware of movies now. So there's a lot of like there's a lot of
Well,
like
they
funny things.
that's the thing. Well, maybe that's what it was. Is him and Tug both maybe thought it was still a movie in some small part of their mind, and
Well, I
that was
mean,
the breaking point.
well
You know,
that's
I
I think
just thought about that. Now that you
I
mentioned
think
it.
yeah because well I was just talking about that he just finally breaks because the shit that or that Tug Speedman tells him like because and also I found two quotes in the movie where he says let's see he goes I got it right here. Oh, he tilt status. He doesn't know who he is, and I was like, "What's? Oh yeah, what's tilt status?" And he goes, "The dudes are emerging." Like he's putting them together. That's what Tug Speedman says when Lincoln Osiris falls down, and he starts doing, "I'm not the father of O'Malley. I'm not Neil Armstrong." And then but one thing I noticed was the Kevin character. He's a fanboy because he says because they're younger. Kevin and Al Pacino are younger, so he says, "Come on, you have eight Oscars. You have $400 million. Like what do you call it? Is what he tells. I think he tells that to Tug, and that's where they kind of all get together. But then you see Brandon or Al Pacino come in. He goes, "Yeah, man, your movie. the Scorcher
Scorcher.
one. Scorcher, like God, I watched that freaking like 20 times in theater. Like I love that's what got me into it. Oh yeah, so Kurt, that's what Kevin says. Kurt, your
Yeah.
your acting got me into it. So it's like they're but I didn't even get. He goes the amount of insecurity that's going on. Like he's right. They're supposed to be leaving and they're stuck. They're stuck in
Yeah.
this mental block. But it's an actor. Dude, yeah, this movie's pretty deep. It's an actor's block. Like nobody really gets it unless you're in a scene. And once you're in the
Yep.
scene, how do you get out of the scene? This is some deep stuff, man. Because a lot of the characters, they have purpose. Honestly, I think outside of the what's his name, Cody, played by Danny McBride, I think he's probably the pyrotechnic, the best badass in here. But as in the crew wise, outside of Kevin, because he actually went to the boot camp. But outside of that, like even freaking Four Leaf isn't a real
Yeah,
Coast
dude.
Guard.
Exactly, man.
Coast Guard.
Um, dude, and Cody's mullet, like,
That's pretty sweet.
damn. Yeah,
Is
it
this
looks like he has a coonskin hat on. Like,
is it does. Does he? Is this before East Down and Bound? So did he already have
it
that
would have been around that like
time?
the same time. Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
wa-
I think. Well, it may have been 2009.
Yeah, so he's got that mullet there, but I did want to bring up some other characters. So I'm trying to, I'm loaded over here with a bunch of stuff now. So I mean, even the Bill Hader characters, the Yes Man, the kiss ass, like
Yeah.
I don't care what business you're in, I don't care what job you do, as long as there's a boss in charge, there's always gonna be this kiss ass dude. but it's weird because even like that, when I get the Rex Grossman character, he doesn't what do you call it, talk to anybody, but I don't even know what Bill Hader's character's name is.
It's
But he's
studio executive Ron or something like that. Or Rob
Studio
or something.
Executive Rob
Yeah.
Solom Vietnam Crew. He still has that's his title.
Yeah.
That's so Hollywood. There's the part where they start talking to Al Pacino about being gay. Kurt Lazarus says everyone's gay once in a while. This is Hollywood. like that was funny, dude. I like he's this is my I made this for my son. His name is Twigman. It's like,
Yeah.
Lord, like in my movie Land of Silk and Money. That's yeah. He goes, you learned you know Mandarin. He goes, yeah. If Beijing, he worked at a textile company for 8 months. Like that's how he was able to learn Mandarin Chinese. Like that's not so funny to me. Like I'm starting like those are starting to be my favorite parts in movies when characters talk about things that they do that we don't necessarily see. I'm
Yeah.
really liking that because it brings you into this like new world of like what like in my head like I don't have to see all of like I got to see the trailers. I love the Tobey Maguire cameo, and then you get to see Kurt Lazarus as Kurt Lazarus, the blonde hair, the blue eyes, and he's just like Australian. Even
Yeah.
even when he kicks the paparazzi and he's naked, like they're making fun of life. He's there. It's imitating real life. Where you've seen, I think Colin Farrell. Oh, you know what?
It was Russell Crowe, Colin Farrell. Like that's why they picked Australian because that was like
According to Robert Downey Jr., the character Kirk Lazarus is based on a combination of Russell Crowe, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Colin Farrell.
yeah, yeah,
Look at this one. So Robert Downey Jr. Improv many of his lines, but another thing I caught on that I was like, whoa, this would have been crazy. Ben Stiller originally planned to play Rick Peck with Keanu Reeves playing Tug Speedman. Now that would be
Whoa.
interesting because I could see McConaughey easily getting into that role. I can even see Owen Wilson easily getting into that role. I can see Keanu Reeves preparing, and I want to see what he would have done with it. Like I want
Yeah.
like him as a douchebag would have been. You never see him out of character as a douchebag, and him getting to be a douchebag or like some agent would have been awesome.
yeah. I almost feel like that's okay because Ben Stiller plays like an absent-minded, just like action star, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like up to that point, like that's what Keanu Reeves was stereotypically,
He did turn into
sided
an action
with.
star. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
he
think
was
I
like,
think his later. Oh, let's see, because he does. Man, Keanu Reeves is in the middle, man. He'll do extreme
Yeah.
action, and then he'll do some like really good like indie or something. Like, yeah. Oh no, dude, he does have a lot of action, speed.
yeah,
The Matrix. Yeah, he does, dude. Damn, this would have been awesome as him as the Pecker.
yeah. As Ben as well, and that's what it was saying, right? It's like Ben Stiller was going to be the Pecker.
No, no, no. Keanu Reeves was gonna be the pick though.
No, no. Pull it back up and read it.
Ben Stiller originally planned to play. Oh, him. He was gonna play a pick.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Keanu.
Keanu. I read it backwards.
That's
Sorry.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like Keanu Reeves playing that Ben Stiller's character
Oh yeah, that
is
would have.
like that's
Oh,
you know what I'm
I
saying? Like
misread that. Sorry.
they're really trying to do life imitating art.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, because I think maybe Ben Stiller, maybe he didn't want to direct and act and just kind of go, but I think he took the reins on this. I mean, he's not in. Is he really not in this a whole lot? He's in it a lot, but not a whole lot. Like there's time away from him because there's two stories going on. But if Keanu Reeves as Tug Speedman, oh
Yeah.
wow, that would have been. But I would have see now. I got me because I was thinking him as Peck would have been. That would have been a different like Keanu Reeves. But you're right, he would be able to do the action star and be like, oh, because he could do a pan face pretty well and just kind of be like, what do you mean? People are close to you, they're close to me. Um,
And then let's see here. Jack Black's character is what, like a mix of Eddie Murphy and Chris Farley.
it's yeah,
Oh, I
Jeff.
didn't even read that. I didn't even see that down there.
Yeah,
Like I was, yeah,
yeah, you're right. It's a Jeff Fats Portnoy was written with Jack Black in mind and was partially based off Chris Farley. And also
yep,
Eddie Murphy because of the fats. So
yeah.
Nutty Professor. So that's definitely right there. Um, this is pretty cool. This is the stuff I like. This is stuff I like. As part of a promotional tie-in, the Booty Sweat energy drink seen in the movie was available for limited time on Amazon. I wish I was back then doing this. What I was doing, but
Right. Well,
I was doing. I just paused. So I didn't have really a
I
place to
feel like
read some
Amazon
stuff.
was just mainly books back then. Like they were barely. Well, let's see.
Well, in
Because
20,
2011, I remember having an Amazon account.
well in 2010,
2010.
I bought my lights. I bought or sorry, I bought lights on Amazon in 2012. I bought some lights in 2010, but the ones I got in 2012 were more studio ready. But they were also like tungsten. They got hot and stuff. Like now I use LEDs. But yeah, I remember I was like, "What? You can just buy this from Amazon? No way!" I spent 125 bucks. I got the lights, and I was like, "Oh!" I was excited. Like, I actually had a friend come over and a cousin, and we recorded just because I was like, "I have lights now. We could light a scene up. Like, we don't have to worry." It's like I don't know. I just really like. That was the first thing I got. But then I started realizing, oh, this is how you collect your studio. Which now in 2021, it's kind of funny how I have everything right in front of me. It's just it's not as much as I would thought I would need from back in the day. You need a lot more.
Still got those lights.
Oh yeah, I still got them. I need to use them. I put them up and I haven't used them. But just kind of dipping around this movie a little bit longer because there's this movie's super deep. I haven't even talked about the addiction thing with Jack Black. I
Right?
mean with Jeff Portnoy because
Oh, my jelly beans.
yeah, and
Like
even the bat takes it and then I totally I didn't even know if I caught this the first time where he goes you
the
OD'd
OD.
you OD'd.
Yeah.
I don't remember catching that at all. I was like, oh wow. Yeah, and he eats the blood. I don't even remember that part. But I
Yeah.
even like the spitting scene right after that, where you or no, we have this where they captured Tug Speedman. He starts spitting at each other,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Do it again, do it again. All right, get okay, this time." Okay, like he's directing him. I know. And I'll tell you this: I do have directing, not just directing credits, but I have that director in me. And when I'm acting on someone else's set, it's really easy for the actor in me to slip and put the director in. So it's like you're directing your co-star and you're not supposed to. But it happens. We're just to get you on the same page. I guess it happens sometimes where I'm like, wait, why am I directing? What do you need? Tell me.
Well, at least with the cable guy, like he directed and acted there, so it wasn't his first go around, was it?
Well, Cable Guy doesn't have a big role though. He just plays the Menendez twins or the version of them.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, man, that was Matthew Broderick. I don't know why I thought that was Ben Stiller.
That's kind of that would
I,
that could have been a Ben Stiller role.
yeah, man. Like I don't know why I thought that, but I was
Did
like, oh, Ben Stiller.
did Ben Stiller just
Huh.
direct Cable Guy or did he write it?
Yeah. No, he might have
Because
written it as
I might
well.
I might have just said it earlier, but I forgot. But I don't know. Did he write Cable Guy? Let me find out real quick. I got it right here. There we go. Cable Guy writer. No, he did not write Cable Guy.
No.
Nah, I can tell you who did, but I don't know. I gotta look it up.
Tell me.
Let's see who did Cable Guy. All right, let's see. Ben Stiller. We're gonna go down to.
That's so crazy, man. I
Did
thought
he?
he did Lou Holtz Jr.
That's who did Cable Guy.
And that's his only credit. Only
Damn,
movie he ever wrote.
man. Freaking
And
Ben Stiller
J-
has. What's up?
Jack Black. Jack
He's in
Black
it
is
too.
also
Yeah.
yeah.
J Bones. When his first. Yeah, that's Lou Holtz Jr. Is that the maybe Lou Holtz the the coach, the NCAA coach. He was probably his son, Lou Holtz Jr. That is kind of crazy. But I see here with Ben Stiller having 100 and was that 42? He has 124, 100, I don't know, 132 acting credits. That's a lot.
Yeah, I
Uh,
wonder why Kyle Gass wasn't in this movie.
that's true. He should have had some part of it, or
Yeah,
maybe I mean it's maybe he got him an audition or something, and I don't know, because this is not a Jack Black movie per se. I mean, but Kyle Gass is in Saving
he was.
Silverman. He's in. We just what do
He
you
was
call it?
also in Cable Guy.
Cable Guy. He's also in Shallow Hal, so he does kind of follow him a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, when your best friend is an actor and you get to be in roles, that's pretty badass. So Ben, when you started getting in movies, remember, I'm not.
This. Oh, so sorry, man. I just Tenacious D, Rise of the Phoenix. They have the ballad of uh, Jables and Rage Cage. Uh, yeah. So it's just or no, Hollywood Jack and the Rage Cage. That's what it was. It's the ballad of Hollywood Jack and the Rage Cage, and they just go on about how Jack Black's this big famous star, and Kyle Gass just gets all pissed and takes shrooms, and he's just like he ODs, and then Jack Black goes back and like saves him and everything like that. It's a great song, but I was like, well, maybe Ben Stiller has beef with Kyle Gass. Maybe there's something there. I could possibly be. Uh, but no, man, this Tropic Thunder, dude, hilarious. Like every time I watch it, I cannot stop laughing. I
Yeah,
know I've said that maybe like 10 times since we started this, but I just can't. I don't know. This is the first movie I remember genuinely liking all the way through, like in a very long time. From whenever I was younger, like a movie that stood out, you know,
yeah,
something that was, I don't know. I feel like that was, for some reason, that was a pivotal moment in movie watching for me. I don't
dude.
know
It's
exactly why, but at that moment, I think I was just like more aware about movies. Um, the whole director just like dying and stuff like that. It just kind of took me off guard and just was like, I don't know. Sometimes whenever that happens, it's very real to me. Like I remember the first time I saw somebody get beheaded on screen, it just like it took me off guard, and I didn't quite like it. And this was like a little bit like that, and then I just I was able to move on for the rest of the movie. I was just like, okay, but going back and rewatching it, like I said, these people just saw somebody die right in front of them, and then they just move on like this movie's going on. It's just
yeah.
it's a
Well,
crazy concept. And then
that.
also just leaving Tug Speedman to die. Like we'll get more out of the insurance than we will off the movie.
Well, that's a real thing
Yeah,
though. You know what I
I
mean? So, but even with the when they died, it's like I can understand why because the other the ones that get me and you don't really get a lot of are Kevin and Al Pacino. So their minds, I'm like, I think they're just because they're young, they're just going with it. I honestly think Tug Speedman thinks it's a movie that they're making, and I think Lincoln Osiris is stuck as the actor Kurt Lazarus at that point, where it's Kurt like he's making the decisions because Lincoln's like, nah, dude, he's all over the damn place. Look like you know. But I think it's because it's a movie. He's going on with it. That's the only thing I can think of why he
well,
doesn't
oh,
turn on him.
yeah, but so that means that it's in some little bit of Kirk Lazarus, he thinks the movie's still going on.
That's
I
what I'm
know
thinking.
I know he's a method actor, but you would figure after you saw somebody die, and if you honestly believe they died, you would break character. I feel like that's a good enough reason to break character. I could be wrong.
He doesn't break character to DVD and commentary. He told you, like
Yeah, dude, but
no, but
no,
that's what I'm saying.
there are exceptions, bro. Like
No, I mean, he's telling you he doesn't break character until DVD. Like that's it's right there. He's gonna be like that the whole way. Like that's what we should understand as a viewer that dude is he's Kurt Lazarus is that hardcore that he's not gonna make him go away. And that's what I'm saying. As I'm watching it this go around, I was like, that never occurred to me. Every time I watch it, like, why is he still in character? And they only bring it up for those few
yeah.
times, but it is
Well, and
because he thinks he thinks it's he's doing his job. He's that method.
that's just almost annoying. Um,
Well, have
but
you
I mean,
ever have you
it's
ever
not
been
like
around
he
it?
was. Well, it's not. No, I haven't.
Yeah, because
But
it's funny, like to some extent, but then you're like you're trying to have a conversation with the actor. Don't you're not like the Daniel Day Lewis movie Lincoln. I think I remember somebody was telling me like, hey, did you see the interview they did with his co-host? And they asked him, or the co-star, and they asked him, how was it working with Daniel Day Lewis? He goes, I don't know, I worked with Abraham Lincoln. Like he never broke character, dude. So that's what I'm saying about like he never like if you're in that method, you won't break character. And I gotta say like if some actors that you might have an insecurity or some actors might have that professionalism where I need to stay in this character for the movie. As soon as if you see like let's say I'm playing Jeff Belly and he's just like a dude that eats a lot and glutton. It's like as CJ, I'd be like, well, I know I can't do it, but I'm on a movie set. I'm doing the movie. I need to be in this mindset the whole time to not so when the camera does pick me up, it picks up the character. It doesn't pick up myself. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like I think the blackface, it's really just a face. Like it's like offensive right up front, but when you actually understand movies story and you really get into it and you actually like we're breaking down these characters, like the Kurt Lazarus character is super complex. It's super
and
complex.
it's being offensive, but it's like I said, it the way it's going about it, not that it makes it okay, but it oh man, it kind of alleviates some of the tension there, just addressing it. And hell, they even say a controversial surgery, like they go over it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it's something that's addressed throughout the entire film too. And it's yeah, it's an interesting take. It's like you said, I mean, it's just the whole movie is very satirical
It is.
from top to bottom, and it's layered so deeply as well.
That's what I think you
I'm
just
sure
said
there's
that right
stuff.
there.
Yeah, I think there's stuff that we don't even get. I bet you people in Hollywood watch this movie and like, yeah, and you lived there for a minute, but I imagine there's some people that are watching this and they're like, oh man,
Well, this
that's
movie's
upsetting.
smarter than people. That's the thing.
Yeah,
And and that's what I'm saying. If you're getting watching something and you're getting offended, oh, this guy's an addict. Look at him, look like that. It's like that happens. There's addicts in movies. There's gay dudes. There's gay rappers that are in. There's so many layers in this thing. And if you just watch it for the outside and you I don't know if you just get offended. You said it right now. This is a satirical movie. Do not take this movie serious whatsoever. That's the only reason I was saying that I think that that's is why blackface is so offensive. It's not towards black people. It's so white kids don't get shot or get beat up, and this from when they're not around their parents. That's all I'm saying.
to
That's
be
all.
to be fair to that point, like I was never I know I was never told not to do that for one because it just never kinda I wasn't like, oh yeah, I need to dress up like that. Yeah, it just never crossed my mind. But
No, I know you're right. It never crossed my mind. Like, even I mean, well, if I were to do anything, right? If I change my hair, like my color already kind of just changes my ethnicity, anyways. If I don't shave for 2 weeks, I'm a different, or 2 days, I'm a different culture. So it's just the way it is with me. So, but with someone doing like a hard change, like if someone were to go, I mean, just like I guess just those tone colors or whatnot. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you had, because I do have a white kid, so I gotta watch out. he's half, but if his friends were saying like, hey, this I'd be like, hell no. But it shouldn't come up. I think exactly what you're saying. It should never be a thought. It should never be like, and if you see and that's the thing. It's impressionable for somebody to watch it on TV. That's the thing about the Crows. I don't understand why the Crows got 86. Like they're not like doing anything offensive. So
oh, you're talking from Dumbo?
Dumbo, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's worse. I think that's worse than what this movie did. I'm not talking about the worse of the people of the actual illustration or cartoons. I'm talking about people getting offended by that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's worse.
Yeah.
If you're getting offended by that, and then this movie, what do you call it? Like the what I'm saying, the worst is the offensive there. This is right in your face, so I can see why you would get offended by this. But with the birds, I don't know. And it just seems to me that just people are sensitive and how they want to raise their kids and they don't want to like really have to explain like why don't you do that. I'll tell my kid real simple. You want to get your ass whooped real easy? This is what you do.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
give me just 1 second, all right?
I got you. So we're gonna move on to rewind, be kind rewind when he returns. So let's just keep going by what we have here in the movie Tropic Thunder. One question that I did I have a question or did I? Sorry, let's see. Bum 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 bum. There we go. Tropic Thunder. This I thought was pretty cool about just like the character of Kurt Lazarus was originally written as Irish. It was changed to Australian when Robert Downey Jr. said it would be easier for him to improvise in Australian accent that he had already developed for Natural Born Killers. Now, I thought that was a good little fact because I do like Natural Born Killers, but it's a very dark movie, so I like it in that sense of like it's a dark movie and it's kind of a reverse world kind of thing. But for his character in that movie, he plays kind of a crucial part to some extent, but he does have that Australian accent, and I believe Robert Downey Jr. does pull it off. Like his no, wait, that was that. Yeah, that's already said that. Let's see. Okay, so this is. I mean, we've been talking about. I've been bringing it up a little bit, but the Robert Downey Jr. was very reluctant to take the role of this film because he felt wearing makeup to look like African American would be offensive. And then Downey ultimately accepted the role because he liked the script and wanted to work with Ben Stiller and Jack Black. So that's pretty cool that that he wanted to work with them. But I mean, it was a big deal. It's been for him to take the role. I think the joke was Iron Man just came out, or was about to come out. So MCU was about to be MCU, and Ben Stiller approached Robert Downey Jr. and said, "Do you want your career to go higher? Or do you want it to go low? What, you want to lose your career, or do you want to start this new thing?" He's like, "I got this role for you." So thought that was pretty cool. That little story that's online. Um, for the most part, this from start to finish, this movie is hilariously funny. I think just if you like movies, if you're into movies, action movies for sure, this movie hits them up. It's just war movies at that. I mean, this is even like a specific genre, like war movie at that. Like
Yeah.
it's like it even says it on the IMDb.
Well, and honestly, man, if we're gonna be completely candid, World War II movies, man, those are the war movies I always enjoyed.
I'm gonna look it up real quick because I want to make sure I get these right. World War II movies, like Saving Private
Yeah.
Ryan, right?
Yeah, so well, yeah, that actually Band of Brothers, man. That was one miniseries absolutely loved. It was fantastic. Uh I
Yeah, they
liked it a
have.
lot.
I mean, there are a lot of. You could just put popular movies about World War II on
I mean,
as Google.
Valkyrie, like Tom Cruise, like we mentioned
Yeah,
earlier. I mean, that was a World War II movie.
I haven't seen Darkest. I
Inglorious
haven't.
Bastards.
Yeah, I like that's a good made up one, right? Like
Yeah.
Hitler died in the movie theater.
You're right, dude. And that was so unexpected because I went into that movie thinking that this was gonna be kind of like a retelling of something that was historical. And then they went that route. I was like, okay, cool. So that's where we're going with this.
Oh, I had to at that point when they shot him in the face. I had to really. That's when I was like, oh wait a minute, this isn't a movie. This isn't like a. I mean, this
Yeah.
isn't a
This is
documentary. Yeah, this is
yeah.
a movie.
I was like, I was fairly certain it wasn't a documentary or anything like that. But I didn't know of him to do anything like a period piece.
Yeah.
That isn't something Tarantino did before that.
And
Uh,
and I was just talking about right now about did I say the here we go. So I was saying right now that the character of Kurt Lazarus was originally written as Irish, and it's because of his it was changed to Australian when Robert Downey Jr. said it was easier for him to improvise.
dude, he does the
It
Australian accent for like two
natural born
seconds.
natural born killers.
Okay.
So I'm starting to pick up that you don't like my boy RDJ, man.
Whoa. What made you think that, dude?
Dude, you just kind of I'm starting to pick up on that the Doolittle and then the
I wanted to watch Doolittle. You said you didn't want to watch
I'm
Doolittle.
not gonna watch
Don't put that on me. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, and that dude is a method actor,
and
and he is Iron Man. I wholeheartedly believe they probably built him a suit he flies around.
I'll tell you
But
this. You know what I was I was just I
and
was
Sherlock, he's
Sherlock.
also Sherlock.
He's all Sherlock Holmes,
He's in
and he really did too.
Bowfinger.
So this is one thing I did want to bring up as was before we move on because it's MCU related. He was very reluctant to take this role, and obviously right. And I do
Yeah.
remember an interview where Ben Stiller told he goes, "How'd you get started, whatever?" And then how'd they get Robert Downey Jr. to do the part? and Ben Stiller he said, "I know you just did Iron Man, so do you want to ruin your career, or do you want to soar with this new role?" And he read, and he was like, "Well, if I can pull it off, I'll pull it off." But I think that's funny that the guy that I mean, without Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, there is no MCU. And
Exactly.
and
Well,
and the
and like honestly, Robert Downey Jr. is like coming. He's steadily coming up at this point. Like he was,
well, would
you know,
you know
he
his career
had
in the
his path.
'90s was career in
Yeah,
the '80s was good. So that's the thing.
yeah.
I don't think you're too, are you aware of like his '80s career? Like in the
I,
'80s,
I I mean, I know that there was a Robert Downey Jr. error, and then he had an error where that he was
well,
in,
it's
he
like
wasn't working. You know.
well, no, he was working. It was in the it was in the after Chaplin, so like '92, around that like '93, he started just he's always using drugs because he's been a drug abuser for a minute. He's an addict, so he was doing drugs, and what do you call it? The thing issue was, because I didn't know this, he's really good friends with Mel Gibson. So a lot of people, this is another thing with the Jeff Portnoy character, which is like, I'm like, it's crazy you have Robert Downey Jr. right there, and it's so easily related to the other character that was an addict. But the fact that they went Eddie Murphy with it, they blew up the characters and whatnot. But even Jeff Portnoy says there's a part there where sorry, I lost my train of thought. I started watching the movie, but there's a part where what's it called?
Oh,
Where Robert Downey's like shit. I was thinking about this idea earlier. Now it threw me out. But where he's like the Jack Black plays that character, and it could have easily gone to Robert Downey, but it didn't. Oh, sorry about the '90s. So once he started doing drugs, he couldn't get insured for movies. That was the
yeah,
issue.
I remember
So
seeing that somewhere.
so he did like what's it called what's that
Shit,
not
I thought he had a break, but you're absolutely right. He was
nah
working
dude.
that entire
No,
time.
he's alright. That's what I'm saying. Like I was like he's if he's not my second favorite actor, he's up there. He's up there with like my like one or two spots. Like I've seen a lot of his movies, not all of them, but I've seen a lot of his movies. Like I want to say at least 80% of Robert Downey Jr. movies, and I think they're all great. Even when he plays like an off character, like that I think I like. I think he has a lot of range. He's done a lot of things. I mean, he was also in Zodiac, so
Yeah.
he was doing these roles. But then once he smashed the Iron Man role, like that was him. I mean, he's a $200 million man.
So he is actually a repeat offender. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. is. Yeah. You want to take a guess what from?
I Bowfinger popped in my head, but we had done Bowfinger.
Yeah. No,
He's
it's going
been
to
a
be a Scanner Darkly.
That's right. That's right. He was
And
Scanner Darkly.
also the nice guys.
He's in a Nice Guys.
Yeah, his name is Sid Shattuck. Sid Shattuck.
Did we call him out in this or
I don't know. Did we know he was in it?
I
Maybe
did
he
not?
was. He said uncredited.
Does that okay? So now does that even count if they're uncredited?
Yes, yes, it counts. If it's on IMDb, then it's
Oh, it does because there's a lot of directors. Remember, we find out it's uncredited, like the Farley brothers.
yeah, interesting.
So yeah, but let's move on to Be Kind Rewind, because I mean you're right. There's just so many layers to Tropic
Oh,
Thunder, and it's cool to talk about the stuff that's like a little bit harder that this movie can do than the other movies. Because like I was saying, like to just make a movie in general is tough, but to actually get away with what you want. I mean, even I don't even know if anybody took offense that Jeff Portnoy says he'd go down on Al Pacino, and Al Pacino ends up being gay. So I don't know if that's offensive. Like
yeah.
that's,
I I don't know, man. I feel, you know, for me at least, I feel like the movie toes the line pretty well. It's like I said, it knows it's being offensive, so that in turn kind of makes it less offensive.
yeah.
It's self aware. It's a self aware movie that's not necessarily self aware. It's
Okay.
not. You know what I'm getting at? Like
No, no, you're
it's
right.
a
You're right.
it's a movie that can interact with itself, but not really. Not in a like breaking the fourth wall kind of way, but like I said, just kind of more in that metaphorical, ironic way.
So did real quick to go back on the Nice Guys? Did you figure out what was his name? Robert Downey Jr.'s name? Was it
Sid
was
Shattuck,
you know who he is?
who?
He's the dude that got shot in the face that they find at the bottom of that he's the guy throwing the party. Remember they find when Ryan Gosling's character falls all the way down,
Oh
and
yeah.
then that's him. That's Robert Downey
Oh.
Jr.
Oh. Damn, that's hilarious.
That's hilarious, dude. Like he's in the movie. Like, okay, so we just found out that he was a repeat offender, but we didn't because we didn't. That's just a small
But
little
we,
cameo.
yeah, but we did that for, like I said, a Scanner Darkly, and we've had Keanu Reeves on here before too, because of that movie, and
Yeah,
John Wick, and Johnny Mnemonic.
John Wick. I'm a John Wick fan, dude, and I got to meet Tate Fletcher, and he was in that movie. He gets his beard head blown off. But Be Kind Rewind. So the thing that this is just one of those movies that I've also that I just love because it's a movie about movie. I'm starting to really like movies that are about movies. But I also like a lead farm. I love that scene. And we just act this.
Right? I'm a live for.
I'm a lead farmer. That's
Was it? There's a song at the end. It's called "Name of the Game," and they like that's one of those songs that like all these other action movies will like change up the. It feels like they'll just change the words in there that they're repeating. Name of the game.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to it at the end. I swear they've done that with other movies.
Is it the second song? Because like you know how the song ends. I like the way the movie ends too. The Tropic Thunder, the end credits.
Yeah.
Is it the second song? Because the
Yes,
Out
I
of
think
My
it's the
Way.
second. Yeah, it's
That's the Ludacris song.
yeah.
Back up.
Oh no, it's not this. It's the one right before, or it's the one after that.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
it's
third.
after that. Okay, I'll hear it at the end because I ended up listening to that song a lot because I mean I not a lot, but I listen to that song right now the whole thing because it was playing the whole time and I just kept listening to it without even going because it goes through all the appearances in the movie. But Be Kind Rewind. It's not that we're I picked this movie because it feels it has that independent feelness to it. It has the lovey comedy best friend. I didn't even think about it being a best friend movie. I think Mike and Jerry are best friends without even. It's just one of those best friends that you don't really want, but he's not when he's not around. You're like, okay, where are you at? Like you know, it's like
Yeah,
maybe I
almost
could
like Dante and Randall.
exactly.
No.
Which I was supposed to meet this weekend, but they couldn't because they had one more week of Clerks 3, so it's done this week. But even like that, like even we were talking about John Wick 4 or Matrix 4, and it's gonna come out already in December. I mean, Clerks 3's being shot. It started like 6 weeks ago, and it's already gonna be finished because Kevin Smith edits as he goes. So
Huh.
you know that's like in this movie, man. Like they just make. I love this movie. It's very inspiring. I love the old like town feeling where Be Kind Rewind is located. I mean, the name comes out a lot
Yeah.
in this movie,
Oh, and
but
you really get that whole community feel too. You know, from the beginning to the end, you see the same chick that came in. She was like pissed about it being a blank tape, and then she's at the end watching the movie with everybody else. Like,
oh yeah, dude, I was like, Karen has come a long way, man. She used to be good. Now she's a pain in the ass. she fell
yeah.
off. She's Karen. That was like I was like, that's like a Karen interaction.
Hmm.
But this movie stars, which I mean, I listen to Mos Def a lot. I used to watch him on the Chappelle Show, and I've watched a lot of his. I listened to a lot. He's like a poet, you know, he's a rapper, poet, and everything. But I just never knew his name was Yasin Bey, and now I know that, and there he is.
Yeah, I know him from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Good
That's
movie.
that's where I think I was originally introduced to him.
I mean, like I said, I got into more like into the music, but that movie Hitchhiker's Guide, he does have a pretty good role in it. And I had a uncle of mine talk to me about because he's a religious guy. He's like, I didn't like that movie, and I go, well, you watch it. When's the last time you see it? He goes, oh, it was like 10 years ago. It was not good. And then he watched it. He watched the whole thing again and said, still don't like it. And I'm like, because it makes fun of religion, and you're religious. That's the point. Like, you're not gonna like a movie that takes fun at something that you hold dear to you. But if you're open to it, maybe I don't know. I'm not trying to tell people whatever. I'm just saying that I'm not a big Bible guy, and you don't like it because of that.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, it's big on Bible, so it's kind of it's just creation, I guess. And dolphins are they are the smartest ones. But you know what I found out not too long ago because of having a son, orcas are dolphins,
oh,
and they are an apex predator, so it has no natural enemy. And because the dolphins are so smart, I mean that yeah, dolphins and orcas are so smart, they kill for fun, just like Indominus Rex kills for sport.
oh
And
wow.
but they say that the reason that orcas don't really attack humans because they can see us in them.
I
Because
hope so.
they're mammals and we're mammals, so they're like, oh, I don't want to attack another mammal. But they'll beat the hell out of a seal. They'll beat the hell out of a sea turtle. They'll beat the hell out of a stingray. Sorry, let's go back onto the movie. But it's got Mos Def. It even says it on the in the back. It says Mos Def, Danny Glover. Like it says his name there, but his IMDb name, Usain Bay. But
Yeah.
we got good old JB.
Hmm.
I thought this was Rocky. That's why I got it, and then as I forgot, the
Something about Kings.
it's it's like Knockout Kings. Like so I think
Yeah.
it was Knockout Kings, or I thought it
No,
was
it's like
that was a Muhammad Ali movie. Isn't he playing
yeah,
Muhammad Ali? Is it this
yeah.
character?
There's yeah. I don't. It looks like it has Denzel Washington in it.
But it's because it's not like he's playing. He's not like. That's the one thing I love about the Jerry character. He's not playing like, oh, I'm the black guy, I'm the white guy. He's playing the character in the movie. Even if it happens to be a real person. So like, I think he's playing Muhammad Ali in that reference in this one. I think that's because that's why I kind of pick up on it. But a lot of the characters he plays, I think he's just having fun with it. And honestly, I think that's all Jack Black is. Like he's just having fun on movie sets. Like he cracks me up on his IG, man, his Instagram. He cracks me up on this. Remember we were talking about he does the all the Avengers. I know
Yeah.
we got the old man Jack.
Oh.
And then we have Melanie Diaz. So I don't really know what else she's been in. I know she has a few credits. Let's see.
Here. Who? Oh, yeah. She looks so familiar. I thought she was that girl off of Glee.
That's what I
don't
thought
think-
too. And then I thought she was another girl.
Yeah.
But she's in the Belko Experiment, Be Kind Rewind, A Guide to the Recognizing Youth, I believe is that the... Oh, no. A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints, and then Fruitvale Station. That's what Michael B. Jordan. But, she does a great job in this movie. She's also like the business aspect. This is kind of how my high school girlfriend looked like. So, but she also like has that she was the one to kind of push the guys ahead. I thought was cool. And we also have another repeat offender, Mr. Matt Walsh. He plays a cop.
Was he the cop?
He was a cop. He has a small little cameo, and I was like, aha, I got you in there.
I thought that was him, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Oh no, that was him. He was strolling along in there. The notes I have for Be Kind Rewind are more like just like what I think more like questions or just I things I want to share with you or maybe get your opinion on. And let's see. Well, we have Danny Glover as well. Where's my Danny Glover photo? Because he's a good what do you call it? Because I know I messed up on some of these. There he is.
So is that his
picture.
dad?
That's what I was going to ask you. Are they related? I don't think
It
so.
seems like it, man. It seems like I just work here. Like there's some kind of like throwaway line where it definitely sounded like that it was his dad.
Well, that's what I did write down because I don't know if it's his dad, but I know it's like it's something to do where he looks up to him because he doesn't notice me.
Yeah.
The line is he said, I got it right here. I'm nothing to him, and I wrote that as Mike. Because I'm filthy little person, or what I don't know what I wrote that.
Yeah,
Punk.
filthy little punk. Yeah.
I couldn't read my handwriting. Filthy little punk. So that I think that got him towards where he was like, oh, okay, well I'm still a little boy, you see, or something like that. I don't really think because they don't really bring that up, and then they're right next to each other. But it's also that's just kind of the neighborhood. They're all kind of right next to each other, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are they related?
It feels like it. It feels like it.
It does feel like they're related, and you do get that father son quality there. We also have Mia Farrow, and she is from what horror movie?
Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, she's Rosemary.
Yeah.
I'm not big into those, Rosemary Babies and Exorcist movies. I remember people always would be like, "That was the scariest movie I've ever seen." I go, "Nah, you haven't seen any movies." It's like it's a graphic movie, but The Exorcist. But I don't think it's the scariest movie. Let's see. Also, I noticed that there's a character in here, Quentin Aaron. He is from The Blind Side.
Yeah. The big dude.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, why does he look so familiar? That can't be that can't be Michael Orr character. The guy who played Michael Orr, and sure enough,
Yeah.
he only has three. He has three. He has a lot of movies. He has 64 credits, but only has known for 3 of them. The Blind Side, 2009. Halfway, he plays Byron in 2016, and Mothers and Daughters, Dr. Hamilton, 2016.
Interesting.
So he
I
does
would
have
figured that he would be on this one too.
yeah, I thought this one needs to be in the top 4, but no, he's in. I saw him. I was like, hey, he's a familiar face. My mom loves The Blind Side, so I saw it a lot with her.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, also in this movie, there are two scenes where Jack Black is suspended in the air in Tropic Thunder from the helicopter in the beginning scene,
Ah,
and in the beginning of Be Kind Rewind, he gets picked up by electricity and he gets static.
yeah.
So
This
there's
is
two.
this it's a movie where you really have to kind of suspend disbelief, but it's still reality kind of thing. Like it's interesting blend of both,
What do you
you
mean?
know, of Be Kind Rewind.
I just think if you just think about it from the '90s point of view.
Well, I'm just saying, like he pees out radioactive.
Oh, okay. Sorry, talking
You know,
about that.
he
Okay,
gets
okay. I get what you're
he
saying.
gets
I get what you're
suspended
saying.
from electricity goes through him and like shocks him and he doesn't die. That amount of electricity. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
get what you're saying. Okay, I see. I accepted that too much. Where I'm just like, oh, it's just Jerry. Like
yeah.
like if he would
Well,
have died, if he would have died with the, would have been a different with the movie. He would have been able to make the movie.
yeah, well, maybe. Oh man, maybe this is it. This is one of those.
Oh God,
Jerry
are you?
died.
Jerry died. He's been dead the whole
Oh,
time.
he was dead the whole
Oh
time,
man,
and
let me
this
get
is
rid
the
of that.
last little bit of you know, Jerry. Jerry's last thoughts right here.
Dude, you're right, man. That's like, what if he died and this is just like his? He's just going through all the movies he always wanted to be in.
That's why. That's why he's a big star.
Dude,
Everybody
he
loves
becomes
him.
a prima donna.
Yeah, and then
Even like
it seems a little absurd that a community would get together like that.
well, I like that it's a Passaic, it's like New Jersey. So I like the fact that it's a small. I don't know how big it is, but to me, I think it's a small little city in Jersey because they always talk about New York being right there. New Jersey is just a hop skip, like it's a sneeze away. It's right there, like. And I guess it's also like a timepiece where it's like, hey, New Jersey also has good stuff. I like the story behind it that Mr. Fletcher made this story up, these lies, and they actually use those lies to make a new movie. It's a lot of motivation. I mean, you don't really know if they get the movie or not, the money or not. It just ends at the end like that. But it's a great ending. I also looked up some of the characters that have lines I thought were maybe grips or PAs, but they're nothing. They're just, I mean, like the guy in the video store with the Karen character, that guy with the glasses and the hat, the older dude, older white guy.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, let me look him up. He only has this as it. So I wonder if how he got his role. Like, how did he get on the movie? Like, how did he become in? Because there's some characters in the movie that if you look them up, they don't have anything. There's other
yeah,
characters that you look up and they have a lot, and they only have small roles. So it's like, oh, that's cool. You gotta take what you can get. I guess I don't know. Movie sets are like, you see the movie set here. And this is a good thing I like to see. You see the movie set here. This that's just, they have nothing. It's just them making movies. They're having a great time. And then you see the Tropic Thunder set where freaking the main producer has the director punched by the main grip, like, and you see
yeah,
all that lavish stuff around them and all the stuff they have there. So to me, I think it shows a set of two movies being told, but there's how you get to the ending.
yeah. No, I agree, man. And that's the crazy thing about these. Like we mentioned before, is they're both movies making movies. It's just Be Kind Rewind is more is a more realistic movie for somebody like who doesn't have a big corporation backing them up. You know,
So
they just wanted
us,
to make films. Yeah,
yeah.
right. And I think it's funny how Sigourney Weaver is the the person who comes. She was in Ghostbusters, and who was it? Wilson portrayed her. Like he was the Sigourney
Oh,
Weaver
that's
character.
right. He was, yeah, Wilson. Oh, you know what? The Wilson character. I think he's been not in our movies, but I think he's been in other movies where I was like, see, I think I had looked him up a while back, and then let's see, where's he at? Or I think he's. Let me see. He seems. Oh, maybe this has been his only movie. No, he was in Summer of Sam. He was in Ventureland. He was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, so he's been in the what is it? Michael Gondry movies.
But he's transportation department.
Oh,
That's pretty cool. So he only has one acting credit. Be Kind, Rewind, Wilson. But I mean, that's cool that he still got to do. Maybe maybe that was the job he always wanted. Oh, unfortunately, he passed away in 2017, age of 76. But R.I.P. sir. But apparently, maybe he just been that job, and he's like, I want to be in the movies, and he finally got his chance playing Wilson.
yeah,
That's a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool, like, he's in this movie, and yeah, the Sigourney Weaver, he plays I can't remember the name, but the ghoul. That's a good one. I mean, you have, let's see, what movies do they do? They do. You know, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they have a whole list, man. Like you think it's just going to be a few movies and then it just like
Oh, it's a
takes
lot.
off.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
this. Let me go back to that scene, but let's see. Yeah, so there's that king, and then I mean the driving Miss Daisy. He's like, I don't want to do this movie. I don't want to do it. Like I
yeah.
had I IMDb'd it because I saw this movie as a kid, but I don't remember any of the dialogue. I don't remember anything. I just have a few scenes in my head. But apparently it was a very I guess I don't know, like a talk about movie.
Well, it was like most Def. I think he said it was like very condescending
Yeah,
and stuff like that. And I like Jack Black. He's like hokey, hokey. It's supposed to be hoke.
that's what it. Yeah,
Uh,
okay. He's
yeah,
like, I'm practicing. Who's this girl? When I record, he's like, I'm saying a character. So then he's becoming a method actor. So that's why he becomes a prima
yeah.
donna. Yeah. So then we have, I like the see, I like this shot because I like the way the
Just come
story
over
looks.
it one more time. You know.
Yeah, I like this shot. This shot was pretty cool. They did that's how they did the shot almost in the movie. No, they did the other way. But they did this version of the Space Odyssey 2001 Space Odyssey
Yeah,
Stanley
well,
Kubrick.
it's almost like they make the shots that they know that they can make. It's like they've seen all the behind the scenes, uh, how to make a movie, and they're like, okay, we can just use this and this.
Well, I
You
got
know?
more that they were just figuring it out because of Jerry's like because all this like like what you said earlier when they're on the fence
Yeah,
and so like that's there's creativity like there's some creativity here in that guy because he is like a creator even that car with the muffler. So I was looking at like they were just figuring it out as they go
you,
because it's just Jerry just because they're
you,
crazy.
yeah. You know what I thought was crazy is like how I don't know whether they had something in post production or what, but how well he blended in that fence. Like it just like he put his head down, it was just like it was perfect. And it
well,
was like how do you know that's when you need to stop?
well, that's
Like
true. And
yeah,
also
sorry.
on his back he has like the
Exactly.
ladder
It's like
too.
what if he was like halfway up the
That's
ladder
true.
or more than halfway up the ladder? Then,
I
you
know I
know,
have that image somewhere here. So that's where he's Godzilla. I thought
or
that was funny.
King Kong.
King Kong. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then this is Men in Black.
Yeah, dude, I thought that was a really cool shot.
That was a cool shot. And then this is how they did the Boys
Boys
in the
in the
Hood
Hood.
with the
Yep.
pizza. They
Pizza.
put the
Yeah.
pizza for the blood. And the Lion King was a pretty creative idea.
Yeah.
The RoboCop one is that's pretty hilarious. I know I have a. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I had the fence. And here's the director right here. That's how the director looks.
Huh.
Yeah. This scene right here, I thought was pretty good. Um, they talk about how come Mr. Fletcher never settled down,
Yeah.
and he says because I forgot about the reason why the one you want leaves you or something like that. He says you're. I wrote it down. Let's see. Did I write it down? But he says he goes like the one you want. What did I say here? I guess I didn't write it down. I thought I did. Anyways, but at this point in time, they're also making Lion King 2.
Yeah.
But like I thought that was funny. But I don't know why I did that. But the thing is about this scene right here that I like. Sorry, I'm all over the place. The thing I like about this scene is that he taught. They have like that talk. Like it's just. So this also gives me that like they don't have to be father son. They just got to be like talent like from the talent kids. But at the same time, there's like that quality. The way they look at him, like they're just like because he's older. There is like a hierarchy where he would be like the father figure, and that the son would be right next to him. So he does have that feel to it.
Yeah.
But
And in the first couple scenes too, you get the feeling of how Jerry is. Like you get Jerry as a person. It's not your normal Jack Black character, oddly enough. Like he has that quirkiness about him, but it's like not the same. He does a very good job at acting in Be Kind Rewind. It's Jack Black, but it's not, you know?
you're right. That's
It's
kind of
like
like his
it's like an extreme of Jack Black that I don't know. I don't even know. A variant Jack Black, if you
well
will.
variant Jack Black. I think because he's a drug addict, but I think that the Tropic Thunder Jack Black
No,
and Jack Black we're
in
getting and
okay. I was
Be
about to
Kind
say
Rewind.
Jerry is not a drug addict.
No, and Be Kind Rewind we get that playful Jack Black that we like. Because even in Shallow How he's not even this. He's we get the Saving Silverman Jack Black. You get
Yeah,
you get that more of that. I mean, you get the Tenacious D Jack Black. You get more of that. He's not really dumb. He's
I
just
feel
kind
like in
of
Shallow Hal, even he's like the goofy Jack Black, but he's not Tenacious D Jack Black. But in Saving Silverman, yes, for sure he is. That is totally Tenacious D. They just couldn't have Boggs in that movie. That's all it was. They
Yeah.
probably did, but they wanted to keep a PG-13 rating. So,
I
um,
mean, yes, I think with because you have Jack Black, he'll say anything. Even with the Sigourney Weaver character as the, I mean, I also one of my notes is, big stores they really have that they don't care policy. Like
right, and like they're making pennies on the dollars that you're making, and then you go and shut them down. You want to sue them for 13 billion or 31
that's
billion
it. Yeah,
dollars.
that's
Like,
like.
come on, man.
I mean, also too, like that's what's written. It's even before that.
Yeah,
Like, there, it's like, come on, you didn't even make that movie. Your job is just to protect that movie, I guess, or make sure
yeah.
that if it makes any money, that it goes your way,
Well,
like that.
and here's another thing: if you record a movie, so say if you call it like, I don't even know, if you were to make a remake of Tropic Thunder and you called it
Hurricane Punch or
Lightning,
something, or
yeah, like Hurricane Lightning or something like that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
would that be an infringement?
If we, well, the thing is, they actually called it Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and
So
that's what I'm saying
yeah,
too. Is
you
like,
called it Hawaiian. Let's see, yeah, Hurricane Lightning.
yeah,
No, I mean, as long as you don't use the same names, I guess. I don't know how that works. No, you can use the same name. I don't know. Because if you can, I mean, well, I'm talking about now. This is 2008, so for sure back then you couldn't even get close.
yeah.
Nowadays, it's like it's just open source in a way where
Well,
you can purchase it
yeah.
and stuff.
Well, and another reason I was wondering is like if they re-recorded it on the tapes that had that tag on it, like if they just had blank tapes, would it still, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's recorded on that tape that has that sticker on it,
Yeah.
is that what makes it illegal? Or if you have a blank tape and put it on there, is it still illegal? Like where do the infringements
Well,
come
that's
from?
the,
I
that
guess
that's the
whenever you're doing
thing.
that.
Just because it doesn't have the label on it doesn't mean it's not the movie kind
So
of
it's
thing.
because they use the name and they use the catchphrases and stuff.
Yeah, because even here, check this out. I found something out. Where was it? Here we go. The reason for Jack Black's version of the Ghostbusters 1984 theme song was simply because the legal department didn't have the rights to Ray Parker Jr.'s song yet. Oh, they were getting it; they just didn't have it in time. So he had
Yeah.
that's why he says Ghostbusters. That's
I
how it
really
goes.
I like that scene whenever he comes into the store and he's just like singing it under his breath. He's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
just doing that, man. Like he's super pumped. Like he feels like they have a winner. And that's the thing too, is like both Jerry and Mr. Fletcher both think something big is coming. They feel it. Like they're like, yeah, but and that's and even Mr. Fletcher says it. I think he's saying it so he can get more time. Uh, but Mike almost like he's probably the last one to kind of willing to admit like, hey, this is something big.
Well,
Obviously he takes advantage whenever he does, but go for it.
I think Mr. Fletcher going. I like to show that scenes where Mr. Fletcher is doing his research, is doing his homework,
Yeah,
and it makes the movie. It gives it more that scene where they're trying to do the make their own movie, and then Mr. Fletcher comes back and says we're only doing with comedies and actions, and like I like that they show that because he was doing his homework, but it still wasn't enough. Like he was doing his due diligence, and ultimately he has the final say so for the movie. And it's not even them they have to convince. They have to convince Mike to do the movie again.
yeah,
Because Mike doesn't want to do it. But yeah, and he's like, "You're the best director I know." Jerry tells me, and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. He directs all the movies."
yep,
It seems like these are supposed to be kids filling this out, but they're adults. But in reality, I mean, it's okay to be an adult and do this.
yeah.
And I think that's the whole thing about this movie and the message I get from it. I mean, watching it this go around, like it's just it has just that heartwarm feeling. I love seeing like the backdrops, a lot of the interactions with characters, even the background with the Fats Be Kind Rewind collage looks nice.
Oh yeah.
But let's see, I have some more. Let's see. Oh, okay. So when what's the señora's name? The lady Miss Falowitz.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that.
when she talks about the depression, about cleaning the house, I was like, that's actually a good little mental health note there. Which is when I'm fighting depression, I just clean my house, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a. I mean,
And
it's
then
just
she keeps on trying to give him advice, and he just pushes her out the door.
yeah, and that's like, and I thought that was a great like line, or just like someone just being like the way she does it, the way she's like genuine, and then she talks about Mr. Fletcher's like relationship with her. It's like, do they like each other? Or are they just friends? Are they neighborhood kids that grew up together? Like it's something like that. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I got the hangs. Basically, oh, I thought, okay, so Tropic Thunder, there's a line that says, "I don't read the script reads me."
Yeah,
And in this movie, Jerry says, "I did not sabotage the power plant. The power plant sabotaged me."
right.
So there's that kind of the same
Parallels.
spin. Yeah, there's like, it's good. I mean, I just
Speaking of spins, there was a oh man, I can't remember which movie they were doing, but whenever it was the Rush Hour 2. Whenever they had the people fighting and then they were
they fall.
falling and they were like spinning, I thought that was so cool. Like
That's so
I was
creative,
like,
right?
yeah, it looked almost legitimate. Like if it was a B movie, like that's how you would do it. And yeah, dude, I really liked a lot of the shots and a lot of the takes on movies from Be Kind Rewind. It was like you said, it was a very good heartwarming film. Um, and not really. I wouldn't even call it a thinker. It was just more of a feeler. It was meant to make you feel some type of way.
Well, and you're right. It does. It does get me with that feels. This little note here: Kristen Dunst was in talks to play the role of Alma, but she dropped out for unknown reasons. Like I like the Alma character with the
Yeah,
Melanie
it was because of
Diaz.
Spider-Man 3,
Oh yeah, I think so.
maybe.
It's around the timeline, so you wouldn't be off.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I'm glad they went with who they have. It's definitely like it's a character that I'm not familiar with, but as soon as she kind of takes charge, I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. Like it was very believable.
yeah.
I like the whole interaction where talking about the mustache. It's like I didn't say anything. It's like, oh well, it's not there.
Like that's an awkward. That's like that is a cool awkward moment. Like you could easily ruin your relationship without even trying.
Yeah,
I also do like that the Jerry character is always trying to kiss her. Like he's just trying to slide it in because that's, I don't know. It feels weird. Like if in a movie, if I write that scene, it's because I know it makes sense for the movie. But I know there's some guys like, I just give me a kiss. Like this scene, like I need a kiss or something. I know guys like that, so I'm like, I don't want to work with them. So that's why I'm like, nah, dude, it's kind of
it's so
fucking
funny
lame.
because whenever they first meet Alma, he's just like, she's the worst actor I've ever seen. I don't even know if this is gonna work. Like I just think it's hilarious, man. Just like how Jerry acts. Like I I really enjoy Jack Black in this movie a whole lot. Like I think he does a great job of really kind of you realize that Jerry is just like he's crazy, but he's he's a functioning crazy person.
Yeah.
Like it's an interesting take. I like it a lot.
In keeping with the spirit of the film, writer director Michel Gondry tweeted a version of the movie's trailer featuring only himself on screen.
I bet you that was good.
I do. Yeah, I mean him by himself doing all the lines. But this is so cool. I like this because it's kind of like YouTube. And there's a part where Jack Black plays Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
So I was like, does he do Yellowface or does he do?
Right. So when like why I didn't whenever that happened, I didn't understand. I was like, why now? you know? Like
What do you mean?
why well like why do the blackface now? It's he didn't do it before in Boys in the Hood or anything like that.
Oh,
It just kind of threw me off.
I think maybe the only thing I got on that is the production value was getting better. I thought of that too. I think the fact that
Okay.
they started learning to make more movies. They started learning more stuff. Even like in Bowfinger at the very end when you get the Mexicans, they like that. Oh, I came in with a cross dissolve, and I ended up like they've been doing the job so much they got good at it. So like what I mean. That's what I got from here. That they just progressively keep getting better, and they get more people, they get more products, more props. Like I picked up on that a lot. Like the only thing they don't
Okay.
do is endorsement, and they don't do like they don't go they literally do this for zero budget, like it's themselves. I don't you don't they don't explain where they get the camcorder. They don't explain that you know it's I do like the fact that they still use VHSs in 2008 because DVD was hitting hard, and I
Yeah.
think maybe by then VHS were almost obsolete, as in like the home purchase. Like everybody was already on DVDs, if not for sure like Xbox or
Well,
PlayStations.
because 2008, I mean, Blu-rays were coming out, so DVDs were even on. Well, they were about to be on the decline at that point, and they were.
Yeah, so Blu-rays are coming in because I remember Blu-rays hit hard, but then they died down a little bit. Then they came back. Like
Yeah.
they I thought they were gonna obliviate DVD, but I well honestly it wasn't really to like talking to you guys that I understand now about the DVD and Blu-ray difference. Like it's a huge difference on not just the quality of the actual packaging of what you
Yeah.
can get. You know, there's a lot of
It's
it
the
too.
amount of things that you get as well, and the bonus features and everything like
Yeah.
that. They were able to expand the amount of information that can go on the disc. So not only could you get the movie, you didn't have to have the extra disc for special features, or if you did have a whole bunch of special features, like for bigger movies, stuff like that, you could have two discs and then just cram it full of all this stuff. You know,
Man, that was a
so,
good explanation right there. What you just did. I like
yeah.
that was
Well, like I said, that's with Tropic Thunder, Blu-ray was $30 at that point in 2008. So, like I said, it's the what the well, I guess 4K DVD or HD or whatever the hell it is. Um, I think it's starting to kind of die down the way it's starting to become like Blu-rays were.
I
You
mean, but
know,
that even at that, what 4K really? Do I need to see every
well,
freaking zit on someone's face? Do I need to
well,
get
and
the
here's the
like?
thing: there was such a vast difference between DVD and Blu-ray. Like I said, it was a quality difference. It really
Yeah,
was. And for 4K Ultra, I mean, I'm sure like you have to have the right TV, the right hookup,
yeah.
all this
They're
other
good. Well, they're
stuff.
trying to get you to get a whole new. Yeah,
Exactly.
forces
And
you.
they
But
they had the same thing with the Blu-ray, like HDMI. That's the first time the HDMI was implemented like across. I mean, before DVD players could have, I mean, they only had the uh, oh hell, I want to say analog, but that's not it. The red, white, and yellow plugins. They didn't have
yeah,
HDMI, you
yeah.
know, and now
The
that's like standard.
and one other thing about Be Kind Rewind and like with the quality of everything, like they have like I like the shots of the like even that Lion King when they're trying to figure out how to do like everybody in that diner had seen Lion King and then it mattered like your age, like it was like everybody had seen it. So when I like to me maybe that's because Blu-rays were too expensive and that's why I didn't buy them and I was sticking with DVDs, but like to just to think that there really is no difference between the DVD and the Blu-rays and the story wise. Because if everybody's seen them, then I just feel like they're just gonna keep pumping us with more HD, and there's no reason for it. Why don't we take a chill? Why don't we break? Why do we
It's
have for everything? Why can't we just take like every? How about every year and a half? How about every 2 years? Like, I gotta do it every 3 months. New TV comes out. I don't even know if people even talk about TVs anymore like that. When we were growing up, TVs were popular and stuff, and in the 2000s, there were still like people would talk about. Now I'm just like, it's like TVs are just. I don't know. Do you have conversations? I don't have conversations about TVs anymore.
No, I talk about how I used to be able to fix the TV in the direct TV whenever I was younger. That's about it. That's about the only thing I have on TVs. But yeah, no, I do. I remember I used to get the Best Buy ads and look at TVs and be like, "Wow!" And I figured out that movies came out on VHS and DVD on Tuesdays. Theater
Yeah.
movies came out Wednesdays, Fridays. Like there were patterns to it. If it was a holiday like Christmas or you know uh, anything like that, then there's a potential it'll come out on that day
Yeah.
specifically. But it normally has to fall on Wednesday or Friday.
You know,
Um,
I can actually remember when that summer was that the movies started coming out on Wednesdays. They didn't come out on Their Fridays were the big deal, you know.
yeah,
And then they came out on Wednesdays. And I think yeah, one of my cousins was like, "Hey, the so and so movie already came out. Let's go watch it." I was like, "No, it's not out till Friday." It's like, "What are you talking about? They're out Wednesdays now." I was like, "What?" And it was
yeah.
about the same amount of time I found out about Tuesdays. How Tuesdays were the DVDs and CDs, music releases. So I was like, "Oh, okay, this is kind of a
Well,
thing now."
yeah, and the Wednesday release dates are typically for like I said, holidays. You'll see a lot of Wednesday release dates. if it's not a big movie, sometimes there will be a Wednesday release date. Um, and then nowadays, I mean, there's going to be showings tonight of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, because they have Thursday night showings.
That's true.
You get the midnight premiere. Remember when the midnight you'd have the midnight premiere, and then now it's like
I used
the
to watch
seven
those.
thirty premiere on Thursday because people have shit to do on Friday. Come on, we all work. We just want to see the movie. Uh,
Yeah, watch it at home.
exactly. Like that's the thing now. So I mean, when are we gonna? And even that's kind of pushing it. Now you can watch a movie from your home, like from Disney. You know, I'm sure they'll have premiere access for Shang Chi too. If they don't, man, Scarlett Johansson definitely has a case. Uh,
Oh, they're saying this movie's gonna bomb. Shang
oh,
Chi.
dude, it will most definitely not bomb, and I will tell
Are
you
we
one
are
reason
we
why.
doing another side by side bit?
Oh yeah, no, bet 100%, bro.
It's that it's not
I
gonna bomb.
I mean, it may. Uh,
I'm looking at it as a
oh,
Marvel
are you?
movie. I'm talking about it as a Marvel movie, just because if it's
Oh no,
budget,
as a Marvel movie, I feel like it's going to be great. Um, as a whether people like it or not, I mean, we'll see.
that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You say
But
exactly what I'm saying. Like if I don't, what I'm
yeah,
hearing
no,
is that
I think it's going to be a great Marvel movie. But it's not. They're no, it's not going to bomb. It's already premiered in China. That's why I was like, it's not. No, you're good. They're going
well,
to
but
make their money.
well, but the stereotype that Chinese people prefer to watch American movies,
Well, it's an Americanized Chinese movie.
but they don't want to watch that. They want to watch American. They don't want to watch a Chinese guy on the. That's weird. That's what I've been coming up with the movie. That's what I've been seeing online. That's something I got.
Who doesn't want to watch that?
They're saying that China doesn't want to watch. Well, I'm not. I'm just saying things I've seen online, little videos I've seen,
Oh,
little clips I've read. I was like, oh, that's strange. But then I realized, oh, it makes sense to me in a certain aspect that
well,
they
and
that they want to watch American actors in American movies.
and another thing too is like Avengers and all this. They have different dubs, and it's like famous people in that culture. I would assume like that person would do the voice of Tony Stark and stuff like that. A
Yeah,
recognizable voice would be who you would want
I'm also thinking. I'm just thinking this movie's not gonna be able to write the coattails of MCU. But this is Phase 5, right?
for. But
4. So it's Phase 4.
I think it's well, and another thing too is this movie is going to be tying in a lot of stuff from the past because you have the 10 rings from Iron Man, you have 10
True.
rings from Iron Man 3. Not only that, you have Abomination coming back from the Hulk.
Oh, that's what I.
Um,
Okay, cool.
and you're also there's another person that I saw on IMDb coming back as well that I thought was pretty cool. I won't ruin it for you if you don't want to know.
No, I don't want
But
to know. Are you gonna
okay.
watch this? Are you gonna watch this at the theater or?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're probably going this weekend. I think this is going to be a solid movie. Like I don't expect Marvel to put out a bad movie. Uh,
Well, I know exactly
especially
what you're saying. I'm just talking about the reception. It's gonna.
no, I think this is going to be potentially like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like people aren't really going to know what they're getting into, and it's going to be like, whoa, it's. I feel like this is going to be Ninja Turtles esque. Like that's gonna be like the feeling
Wait,
of it.
Michael
Like it's gonna
Bay,
be Mortal. Maybe not to that extent,
because that was
but
not good. Those Ninja Turtles movies were not good. So that would that like.
yeah, but like the nostalgia feel to it. That's what I'm getting at.
Well,
You
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying. You
saying?
can't.
Like,
Well, that's you can't ride the coattails of Marvel. That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. So I think this movie has a standalone. I think it's gonna have the quality of an MCU, and I'm don't know if I'm gonna pay to watch it, but if it's on Disney Plus, I'll definitely watch it. But I don't know if I'm gonna go to the theaters.
oh,
But
Cruella just came to Disney Plus, so I'm gonna have to watch that and let you know what
yeah,
I think.
you're gonna have to watch it for me and tell me what you think because I'm still getting bashed on that one. Like
But no, I think I really I do think this is gonna be a solid movie. Uh, but like I
well, let's
said, I think the reception is going to be first off, all right, because there's 3 Marvel movies coming out this year. All right, we're gonna have this movie is gonna be solid. It's gonna tie in a lot of cool stuff. It's gonna open a lot more doors. Eternals is not necessarily going to be a flop, but people aren't going to enjoy it as much. I'm going into it with low expectations. And Spider Man No Way Home is going to be the likes of Avengers Endgame, in my humble opinion.
Does Black Widow not have any? Wasn't it released this year or
It was released in July, but I'm just talking about upcoming
upcoming?
movies.
But
And Black Widow, I really enjoyed it.
is it a standalone? Is that asking Black Widow?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
So
standalone.
so so Shang-Chi is not a standalone.
It is, yes.
It is a standalone. No, but you're having everything come to it. So it's part of the canon, isn't it? Like I mean it's all canon, but like it's part of the MCU since Phase 4.
Yeah,
So okay.
yeah.
Then yeah, that's what I was
It's
saying.
but yeah, I mean it's a standalone in the essence that Black Widow is a standalone as well too.
Well no, but Black Widow is it was her character that's kind of but that movie is that movie tied in with what happens with the events of Endgame or
Yeah,
anything? Oh,
yeah,
so it
yeah.
is.
It's not like a Deadpool movie with Fox and like
That's what
mutants and
okay,
stuff
that's what I
like
was
that.
thinking. Is it?
No. Black Widow is totally tied in with the MCU. Like
Okay.
you have all of that in there. Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's cool. Well, I guess let's see about good movies though that we just saw. Let's rate these
It's
good movies.
random, man.
Let's rate them. We're there. We already hit it. Yeah, no, I'm just curious because like I said I can't go watch every movie anymore, and I can't just get up and go anymore. So,
Yeah.
I'm always like,
Sorry, I
well,
didn't mean to yell at you if I was yelling. I apologize.
you aren't yelling at me. You're giving me. I just wanted to make a bet because we got another bet, Ghostbusters coming up. So we
Yeah.
Afterlife. So we gotta get on that one. So it's just fun. I also when I watch that video, I think it's just funny how I have like a friend that's like, all right, let's do it. like come on. I was like, all right, cool. Um, so one thing, let's do the budget real quick on Be Kind Rewind. It was a $20 million budget with the box office of 30.6. So it wasn't a flop, but it didn't do too well, but it did good. It was on top. And Tropic Thunder. See now this is the crazy stuff, dude. 92 million to make, which I think is a lot. But it's under the 100 mil, but it brought back 195.7. So like
Yeah,
it made over 100,000, $100 million. So
I
that's
believe it.
insane. You know what I mean? Like that was an expensive comedy, but it made a lot of money.
Hmm.
So let's rate these things because that's a lot. That's some good cheddar there. But I guess we talked about Tropic Thunder first. We'll go with Tropic Thunder first. On IMDb, it has a 7 out of 10 with 393K votes or reviews.
All right. For Rotten Tomatoes, it has a certified fresh 82% on the tomato meter with 250 reviews. Audience score is going to be 70% out of 250,000 ratings. Critics' consensus is with biting satire, plenty of subversive humor, and unforgettable turn by Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder is a triumphant late summer comedy.
Okay. So how is this would be an audience score movie? Am I wrong?
What's that?
How is the tomato meter higher on this one than the audience score?
Oh,
Shouldn't the
because they're no, because the critics all live in Hollywood, man. All the big ones, they're just like, oh yeah, this is
but
exactly.
because they get it
Yeah,
like, oh no, not the sense like they're looking at that like it's not a parody to them like oh that's how I live like like it's not a satire. It's this is all because I'm like how does the audience score should be higher? If anything,
yeah,
I feel like the audience score shouldn't even be a 70. I was thinking like 85, 87. I mean my side by side score on this would totally be like 90, so 92, 93, 94, 95. I mean this is probably a 13 in my for sure it's a 13 in
yeah.
my
No,
book.
this is a 13 in my book as well.
This is a
It
13.
it hits every level, man. It makes you. I mean, it jolts you out of. It jolts you back into reality to make you think this is real. And then you get invested in the characters. You enjoy the characters that these people are playing. You can laugh at the fact that they do horrendous things and they go to extreme lengths for, you know, feelings of insecurity that everybody else gets. I mean, they get nothing from, they get to pursue an acting career and they get to do their job.
Yeah.
But that's what it boils down to is another thing too, is like it's just a job. It's still at the end of the day you have to figure out who you are. And a lot of people, that is who they are defined as is their job, you know? And actors are no different. And you kind of see that here. You have a couple people that have really, well, at the very least, three people that have really dove head first and nose first into fame and fortune and
Yeah.
come out the other side, and they're just their reality's warped. This is a reality straighten outer right here.
Yeah. I mean, even just looking at the movie poster where it says Black, Stellar, and Downey Jr., like in this reality, Tropic Thunder, there is these three lead actors and their own respect in their own movies. They're the main actor. Then they got to come share the role over here, which is kind of funny. Like
Yeah.
now I'm starting to see like the satire is thick. All right, so we're doing 2008's Be Kind Rewind. It got a 6.4 out of 10 with 90,000 K reviews. What did Be Kind Rewind get? Oh, really?
So it is going to get a 65% on the tomato meter out of 131 reviews, and a 56% audience score, 100 plus ratings. Critics' consensus is slighter and less disciplined than Gondry's previous mind benders. Interesting.
So he's the director of Internal Sunshine for
Yeah.
the Spotless Mind, and this other one called The Science of Sleep. But the movie poster looks intense, and then The We and the I as other movie. So maybe I mean, but I think this is a great idea. This is more of a maybe independent approach to a sci-fi movie. This could easily be a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Oh, very, very much so, and it almost has that feel to it. And it even breaks the fourth wall in a sense. Whenever you're watching it and he comes by the screen and it like warps a little bit.
Yeah, or even like the way he shoots. They figured out the way to do the double negative.
Yeah.
They do like the mask, and then they do they put that negative on there, so it makes it look like it's a face. I thought that was a cool, problem solving. But honestly, man, like this is a 12 for me.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
12 for me as well. That's crazy.
it's not one of my favorite movies, but it's a movie I really enjoy.
I would definitely recommend this movie as well.
Yeah, especially for filmmakers or people that enjoy
Yep.
movies.
Or if you just want to feel a good movie too,
Yeah,
this is a good one to go to.
this is a good one. So, but I think yeah. So we're both 13s and 12s. I think they
Yep.
read this movie a little too hard. Sometimes I'm just reading the Be Kind Rewind. I'm sorry, the Tropic Thunder reviews, and it's just some of these people. I'm just like, you're just ratting out of your ass, man. You seriously like. It's kind of weird too, because all the quotes that have something good to say, they took them down. Like quote not available. So anybody here left a good rating on the quote, they take them down. Are you serious? All right. Well, Rotten Tomatoes probably not very reliable. We should put a Rotten Tomato
Oh,
score on Rotten Tomato.
probably what's just under certified fresh. 81%. Less than that. No, but it's a good litmus test at the very least, kind of seeing where people are. It's already an established uh, kind of place where people can express their views. So I think it's good to, you know, get something. But like you said, if they're deleting comments and stuff like that, questionable.
Yeah, it's very like
Very
well, okay,
questionable.
very questionable, very emotional internet,
Yeah,
very
calm down.
emotional.
That's the whole thing. Is you're supposed to have everybody's kind of opinion. That way, you can go through and read them and
And
figure out, hey, should I watch this movie? I think that's the whole reason that you should have critics. I mean, if you can watch all the movies, that's ideal. But
I
I
don't know.
think,
It depends maybe the quality of what you're liking. Because if there should be no movies there where you're like, oh, this movie is just so horrible,
yeah,
and that no one should watch it. I'm like, it's they're all. I mean, movies are movies. Like it's not like someone's pulling a fast one on you.
yeah.
You know, it's
Well,
like
and my favorite are the ones that don't like the movie and then they have a long response. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
at least you're given reasons and you have points and stuff like that. If it's just like this movie sucks, 1 star.
yeah.
That's just you trolling. And
Uh, I mean, but I mean, I would never think that would be an issue, but apparently nowadays it matters. I mean, we didn't care before. I mean, now the internet's falsely true. But let's get ready to move on. But where do you? Oh, you got the red going.
no,
Where
actually, here there's a little bit lighter. Let's see here.
I like the
Here.
red.
All right. Oh, and that's super bright. And then this is like sepia. This is the sepia tone.
The
This is
filter.
sepia. Yeah, right there. So that's what I got here. I'll show you the This is, let's see here. If it'll change. Maybe it won't. Blue.
I,
Anyway,
I
so
do like
moving
that
on.
tagline. Get some. I do like that
Get
tagline a lot.
some thunder. Get some. Was
Sure.
it? Was it off of? It's always thunder. It's always Sunday. It's
It's always
always sunny.
sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. It's like thunderclap or something like that. They got. It's one of the action stars.
Mine's over here being all nice. Be kind, rewind. You're like thunder gets
Thunder. Get some. Stiller Black Downey Jr.
and
Sunday. 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 Thunder.
thunder. Those
Get
ads work.
some.
One thing
Yeah.
we forgot to do for Tropic Thunder, we totally forgot to do this one. Ben
Oh,
Ben Hameen was in the movie.
I was. I had a guest star. I starred as a guest over there.
Cast
Oh,
of
there it
Tropic
goes.
Thunder posing on the set: Ben Garrett, Ben Stiller, and Robert Downey Jr. See?
Yep. I
Oh.
I snuck on the set and there yeah, that's where it was. Hey, that's the red right there for you, buddy. There's a little bit of green, maybe blue.
That's
Uh
nice.
oh yeah, it's
So
very calming. Look at
it
that.
is.
Looks
I
kind
mean,
of
now
cool.
I like. Hopefully, my audio is getting picked up because I've been doing this little number, just just talking like this. Whoa, deep red.
Hey, here, let's see. Let's see. Oh, ooh, that's kind of cool. Ah,
You got
yes.
the discoteca.
Disco. All right.
Oh
Oh,
man, disco. You want to do don't mess with the zone?
oh, we could, right?
Oh, we could just go all over the place. I had an idea where to go, but now after this episode, I'm like, it's up in the air, man. We can go anywhere.
I was thinking Ben Stiller.
You want to stay? You want to hit Ben?
We could do some Ben Stiller.
It's Ben.
It's Ben.
That's so funny
Uh,
that you told me that they did that because that's
yeah.
hilarious, dude.
We could also do Robert Downey Jr. We could do Mos Def and go uh Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nine, no, was it 18 blocks or something like that with Bruce Willis?
There's
That's a
is
good
he in
movie
that?
too. Yeah, he man, he does. He's a decent actor. Like I got to give him credit.
Oh yeah.
With Ben Stiller, I have him up real quick. Did you want to do? Let's see. Do you want to go by his directorial, his acting?
No, let's
Uh,
do acting. I thought he had more director actor uh
well, I
parts,
just
but
also
let's
I don't mind just doing his directing either. You know, like,
yeah.
but it's up. But I mean, what are you thinking? Let's see. There's a lot of movies. I mean, he's not Dodgeball. It's Vince. That's our boy Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Well, no, he's dodgeball.
Yeah, he is. He is. He is. Yeah.
He's very much dodgeball.
Would you want to do? Oh, here's Mystery Man. I love that. Halloween's coming up. Do you want to do early Ben Stiller? Because we could do Reality Bites. I do own that movie.
Yeah.
We could do. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, there's Zoolander. There's what's this movie? Zero Effect. I always like seeing like a lot of their.
Was it The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is another one. I
I
think he
like.
directed that one.
I think he did too. I own that movie. I have it right here somewhere. Where you at?
Let's
I got you right here next to Wolverine. I do.
Oh man, we could do Most Def and do the Italian Job and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The Italian Job. I haven't seen that one in a minute, and I saw that movie a lot.
Dude, that movie is fantastic. I really enjoyed that one. It was like before Rick and Morty ruined it with the whole "you son of a bitch, I'm in." Like that really was a great movie.
Like the town, I like that. Everyone liked that line where Ben Affleck comes up to Jeremy Renner's character and he goes, "You gotta come help me out. You can't say nothing. People might die. You might lose your life. I can't say you ready to join." He goes, "Who's driving?" It's like showing
Yeah,
the friend who's driving. Like, oh, he's a
who's
good.
trying?
But yeah, I mean, dude, those movies don't other than the most depth connection. I would like to see what we can find from the combination of Italian Job and Hitchhiker.
They're both heist movies.
Is Hitchhiker's Guide? Oh, do you want to do heist movies? Do you want to do The Tower, Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy, and then we can do Italian Job, like a good heist movie and a comedy heist movie. Yeah, do you ever see The Tower?
Tower Heist. I remember seeing just bits and pieces of it.
I saw
Let's
it at the
see.
theater, and I've seen it maybe one other time outside of that.
I don't know,
Um,
man. I really want to do Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I
no,
really
I'm
want
saying
to.
we could. Well, yeah, we could do that. Oh wait, no, that one. That's not a. That's
Yeah,
not a. Well, I mean,
because I really want to stick with Most Def. I really kind of like. I really enjoyed his acting in this movie too.
but he's
Like,
he's a he's a co-star in that movie, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter. We I mean, he's a co-star in the other one. It doesn't matter, you know. I mean, he sticks out a lot to me in that movie too. Like his mannerisms. Like he has like this and the way he comes out is like a nice, a humble, just caring person. So I like the
exactly.
hitch. I like I said, I like the Hitchhiker's Guide. So
Let's
I
see
we can do
here.
that. We can do that.
Um,
Well, what? Let's. I'm gonna do one thing, and then I'll give you an idea. Because I'm also trying to fill time because we still got 6 minutes. I wanted to get the half hour,
yeah, what you
but just
got?
in case. Okay, so I was gonna do something real quick that when you go to your, I mean, well, Rotten Tomatoes, Hitchhiker, where, there you go, and then you go to the very bottom, and it uploads. When it uploads, because when it uploads, you can see the movies that are. There you go. It's got Wayne's World, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and The Goonies. So those are the movies you would also like if you like Hitchhiker's Guide. That's kind of insane that they have these movies like that.
Yeah, well, it's the
You,
movie's kind of all over the place.
you know what Hitchhiker Guide reminds me of? Freaking Moon. That'd be
Oh, and Sam Rockwell's in that one too.
yeah. So Moon. That's what Hitchhiker Guide kind of reminds me of. But those would be two sci-fi's. I don't care.
We could do Sam Rockwell.
Which what are you thinking for Sam Rockwell?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and
He's
Moon.
also in that one. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yes. And in Moon with
I mean, I just watched Sam Rockwell movie the other day. It was called The Best of Enemies. It was him and Taraji P Henson, and he was like a clan member,
ah.
and she was like an activist for getting people better housing and stuff like that. I It was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, um, dude, Sam Rockwell is a good. Have you ever seen Matchstick Man?
It's been a minute. Oh,
It,
that's what he was. He was in the Green Mile. I was trying to think. I was like, I remember
yeah,
him
dude.
being in.
God, I hated him in the Green Mile, but he
I
does such a
know.
great job.
Yeah.
He does all these messed up things. He's also in G Force. That's that's pretty cool. He's the voice of Darwin. Whatever, dude. Like, do you want to do Hitch? I would do Hitchhiker's Guide again. I mean, I'll watch that movie. So we'll put that one in the books. And then, what are you thinking as far? Oh, he's also in Galaxy Quest. But or
We could
what?
do Hitchhikers and Galaxy Quest. I wouldn't be completely opposed to that. We have been having satires on here.
That is true,
And Sigourney Weaver would be a repeat offender at that point.
and that'd be a good repeat offender. What are you
Think
thinking?
let's do it. Hitchhikers and Galaxy Quest.
Okay, because I have both those movies. That's
Yeah,
also
same. No, I don't have Galaxy Quest. Never mind.
all right. And Justin Long is gonna be a repeat offender. Now check
Yep.
this out. Like how we got here, just in a conversation, and we're just figuring it out. But I just realized that Be Kind Rewind is from 2008, and it was 13 years old.
Yeah.
Like I love that movie. Like I remember like I like watching it again. Like I remember like because I just remember like watching it and just being like, oh, I love movies about movies. This is such a great idea, such a great stuff. What's happening to our neighborhood? I'm on that scene. What's happening to our hood? And Jack Black with the stupid hair, like the stupid wig, and he's just because he's wearing the same shirt as the guy in the movie. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like I remember, and it's like man, that was 13 years ago. I actually remember watching that movie because I had to hunt it down. I remember that one and It Follows. I had to follow It Follows, which I thought was funny. Because it was being moved at certain small theaters and it was not the big one. So I remember I was like when I would go it'd be like over or it'd be like they moved on. But okay, we're moving on to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 2005, rated PG, 1 hour 49 minutes. It is an adventure comedy sci-fi. Mere seconds before the Earth is to be demolished by an alien construction crew, journeyman Arthur Dent is swept off the planet by his friend Ford Perfect, a researcher penning a new edition of The Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy. Director Garth Jennings, writers Douglas Adams, book, and Carrie Kilpatrick, screenplay. Stars Martin Freeman, Usain Bolt, and Sam Rockwell. And we're going into Galaxy Quest 1999, PG, 1 hour and 42 minutes. Adventure comedy sci fi. The alumni of a cast of space opera television series have to play their roles as the real thing when an alien race needs their help. However, they also have to defend both Earth and the alien race from the reptilian warlord. The director, Dean Parisot, writers David Howard story and Robert Gordon screenplay, stars Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman. And you know what I gotta say? This movie sounds a lot like Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that's exactly that's whenever as you says or I said satirical. That's what I was totally referencing.
Yeah,
This is the Tropic Thunder for sci-fi
Star
movies.
Trek, and they make
Yeah,
fun of it.
like and came out in what 2001, and the CGI in this in Galaxy Quest is actually pretty good.
That's a '99 alum.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like, remember we even for watching Dread, like you're right. I think we found out there's certain movies that they kind of popped into that nice CGI without being like really big, at home names. But yeah, we're hit 2.5 for 2.5 hours in. We're hit the mark. Thank you. We are 1 year into the show. Do we know what we're doing? Maybe, kinda, sorta. No, just follow us
enough.
along. Enough. What'd you do? I showed up. But yeah, other than that, we had I think just watching these movies and trying to get different. Like I've seen both these a lot, but I've seen Tropic Thunder a lot of times, and trying to see more of the angles that they pick up and like the dialogue and a lot of the things that Ben Stiller wrote into this. And John what's his name again? The other one,
John Thoreau or
Thoreau.
Justin Thoreau.
Justin
Sorry.
Thoreau. Yeah, like the way he did that is I think it's awesome, and we get to see it in Galaxy Quest and kind of the genre with the Comic-Con.
Yeah,
So,
man.
anything else you got to say, Ben?
I'm out.
I'm out too. So this is our afternoon special. So that was cool. Not so early. So well, we'll see everybody later.
You
Peace.
have a good night.